Morning world. We got a Friday on our hands, Friday, January 28th, and it's time to have some fun. Time for a little bit of sports talk, baby. Getting the morning started right. Going to be breaking down the hire of Matt Eberflus even further. The Bears have their guy, right? The Bears got their guy. But what does he have to do in season one to make you feel good about the hire? Then we're going to get into a little bit of playoff preview. Can the Bengals beat the Chiefs again? Do they got a shot to do it? Where does Joey B rank if they do pull this thing off? It'd be crazy to see in the first place, but where does Joey B end up ranking if they do pull this thing off? And then we saw the great one, Aaron Rodgers, struggle against the San Francisco 49ers defense. Will we see the same out of Matt Stafford? We'll be breaking that down as well. And of course, got to look on the other side. If Jimmy G gets another ring, or another shot at a ring, I should say, not another ring, you lost the first one, but another shot at a ring, who do we start giving more credit to? Is it credit to Shanahan, or is it credit to Jimmy G a little bit? Because they don't seem to be able to win unless Jimmy G's under center. And then we'll get into a little bit of NBA talk, all that and more, man. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and rocking with us to start off the show. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Trying to get this thing cracking, trying to get this morning show booming, man. I appreciate you guys for tuning in and rocking with us this early morning, man. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the page if you're new here. We do this Monday through Friday, 6 to 9. We keep it going all the time. The Breeze crew will filter in as we get through this thing. Everybody having internet issues today. Everybody having internet issues today. Could be because of the snow. It is a snowy day out there. But I got up because y'all don't see. Like, I do a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, right? So I got up, I came down here, running a little bit behind. I hit that like where you hit the snooze and then you hit the snooze again, you know what I'm saying? But then like you get that uncomfortable feeling like, man, I feel like I'm getting a lot more sleep than I normally do. So I hit that at about 5:15. I rolled over and I was like, running late. Changed the baby, you know what I'm saying? Early morning. Run through the crib. Coffee is already made. Run down here, got to set everything up for this. No internet. What the heck? And the crazy part was, right, so I'm upstairs, waking up, you know what I'm saying, looking on my phone, looking for the news and stuff like that, trying to see what's going on in the news. No internet. I'm like, that's weird. My phone must be tripping. Never thinking, hey, Pat, your internet might be out. You might want to check on that, my boy. I'm like, my phone must be tweaking. So then I end up going upstairs, 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes to go to set this whole thing up, but the show must go on. But the crew is apparently experiencing a lot of similar things. So they'll be here as we keep this thing going along, man. We all rolling with Comcast. We're going to have some conversations with them. Going to have some conversations with them. But the show must go on. So let's get into the show, man. Let's get into the show. We got Ryan in the chat, Clayton in the chat, Mike Davidson in the chat, Jay Crit in the building. Shout out to Crit. Hey, if you guys can't stick around and watch the entire thing live, man, there's always the Contender app. Download the Contender app. Or if you're listening on the Contender app, how are you doing this morning? If you're listening on the Contender, or download the Contender app if you can't sit here and just stare at this beautiful face. You know what I'm saying? Keep it pushing. It's all good. You can still listen to your boy and hear the soothing sounds of Pat the Designer on a Friday morning, man. Download the app in the App Store or wherever you get your apps at, Google Play, whatever it may be. Let's get into this conversation, man. Because I appreciate everybody for pulling up. And we had an interesting day yesterday, did we not? We saw head coaches getting hired all over the place. Nathaniel Hackett, the OC from the Packers, is now the head coach of the Denver Broncos, which in your mind, in my mind, in the world's mind means Aaron Rodgers to Denver must be a foregone conclusion. Goodbye. Thank you for leaving the division. We've needed that. But now the Bears double down on their hire as they bring in Matt Eberflus. Eberflus. I don't know how it's going. I don't know what it's going with. Not sure what the name was in the old country. As the Bears bring in their hire, and this is the most important hire that we've got right now because the division could be open. This could be the Bears' time to shine here if they can turn this thing around. So, question on the table. What do you need to see from a Matt Eberflus? What do you need to see from a Matt Eberflus, whatever you may go with, in his first season to make you feel good about this hire, right? And I understand, listen, here's my thing, right? Bears fans. If next season all of a sudden we go back on a 12 and 5, 13 and 4 kind of record type thing, be excited, enjoy the season, love what you're seeing, continue to be skeptical. Because we've been fooled before. We've had a season. We've had seasons. We want continuous success. And I'm not saying if he goes 13 and 5 and there's an injury-riddled season and then he goes 12 and then he goes 8 and 8, you say, "Oh, it's the same as Matt Nagy, my God." Let's have some reason here. But be skeptical. That's okay. So, Spice Bands, Robert Schwartz in the chat. Shout out to y'all for pulling up. Hit that like button, man. So here's the question though, right? What do you need to see in season 1 of Matt Eberflus? Because there's going to be a lot. Listen, this is going to be a repeat, at least style-wise, I should say, of what we saw with Ryan and Matt. There's going to be a lot of people who are new to the job in the building. You lost your special teams coordinator. Chris Tabor gets hired by the Carolina Panthers. So now you got to rehire a special teams coordinator. And I think that, I'm not going to lie to you, I think that's a loss. That was a loss to me, losing Chris Tabor. Chris Tabor, it seemed like he was a good all-around coach. So now you've got to replace somebody who was a really good coach with someone who's a really good coach. How do you do that? Can he find that guy? For me, the thing I need to see, season 1 of Matt Eberflus. I'm looking at I look at his game or his game plan, and I want to see the development of course, his side of the ball, right? Because it's tough for me to say that you're a good head coach if your side of the ball is struggling. So I want to see that development of the defense. But the most important thing you got to see is the staff that he builds out going to improve what we've seen? Now, here's the thing, right, Bears fans? Here's another thing to keep in mind. Here's another thing to keep in mind, because this is as Matt Nagy would say, this is real, right? There's going to be a jump in offense. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. There's going to be a jump in offense. We have to evaluate how much that jump is, and we can't do it based on what Matt Nagy did. Because we have to understand, Matt Nagy ran the worst offense arguably in Chicago Bears history. I would have to go through and look at some more of the numbers of the guys that have done it in the past, but legitimately the worst offense possibly in Bears history, at least the worst offense in the last 40 years. At least for sure the last offense in the last 40 years. Right? So there's going to be a jump in production because he was an all-time bad. We've got to evaluate that from a standpoint of, okay, there's going to be a jump in production. Yes, it's better than Matt with 16.5 a game or whatever he was over his lifespan of being here. So how do we evaluate what's really good? Because we'll probably see a jump from, what did we finish the season at? 18 points a game, something like that, to 24. But the question's going to be, is 24 points good enough? The question's going to be, is 24 points good enough in this modern offensive era? I don't think so. Is it better? Absolutely. Is it going to make Justin look better? Absolutely. But we have to evaluate Eberflus not based on what Matt Nagy did, but based on what the league is doing. And so to me, I need to see his offense, whoever he hires, whoever he brings in there, I need to see an offense that's moving efficiently and consistently. I understand you're dealing with a second-year QB. Right now, your best wide receiver is Darnell Mooney, who a lot of us agree on another team would be a number 2. There's some people out there that are like, Darnell's a 1. He's not. I love Darnell, and it's okay to be a number 2. So to me, the first thing I need to see, I need to see his side of the ball improve. I don't care what people say. You can look at that defense last season and say, oh, I saw somebody on Twitter talking about our defense was top 5 and the Colts defense was 15th. How is Eberflus going to improve that? Or Eberflus. How's he going to improve that? Our defense, while yes, they had some top categories, was at the bottom of the league in passing touchdowns allowed and rushing touchdowns allowed. While Eberflus, on the other hand, yes, they were 15th in passing yards allowed. They were lower down in rushing yards allowed. They were higher up in touchdowns allowed. I don't know how to break it down to a lot of people, but touchdowns is the important stat that I'm worried about. I don't care if you put up 350 yards. If you put up 1 touchdown, guess what? Aaron Rodgers put up in that playoff game? 270 some yards. No tutties. Touchdowns is the important stat. Touchdowns is the important stat. So I'm looking at, I'm not judging, and I see Mike Davidson. We have to wait and see his staff first. We're already judging this man like it's the bye week already. I'm not judging what he's gonna do, but I am looking at how is he going to improve what's here. I am looking at how is he going to improve based on the league, not based on Nagy, because Nagy was an all-time bad in NFL history. Nagy had one of the worst offenses in NFL history. That is impressive. Especially since there are some offenses out here that literally didn't run quarterbacks for a long time in there. So it's going to be interesting to see, to me, how Eberflus changes this team and gets them into the league standards and not the Matt Nagy standards. Chi-Town Javier in the building. What's good? Because the Matt Nagy standards don't, those aren't real standards. And so to me, you want to see that impact, that growth, that change in this team that gets them into at least the league standards, where the league is moving at, where the league is going. You know what I'm saying? So defensively, what do I need to see that improvement on that side of the ball. Need to see that growth. I want to see the staff that he builds out to make that happen. And here's the thing, right? It goes a long way with some of these coaches, dog. Defensive line coach, who's he going to bring in for that? DB's coach, who's he going to bring in for that? Because there's some pieces that we've got a lot of investment in that you want to see grow. Hey, can you help Jalen Johnson grow here? And here's the, I'll tell you this, right? There's some players that are going to be in trouble that are on this team. Because Eberflus is big on, I've said his name like 17 different ways this morning. He's big on effort. He's real big on effort. I'm not saying names of anyone, but he's real big on show me the effort or you will be benched. So, if you so happen to maybe not touch a player when he's down and he ends up getting up and running towards the end zone, you might be in trouble. And he's going to have that free reign to do that. None of these guys are his guys. You know what I'm saying? He's going to have the free reign to do what he wants with these guys. None of them are his guys. He didn't draft Eddie Jackson. He didn't draft Eddie Goldman. He didn't draft Jalen Johnson. He didn't draft, you know what I'm saying? None of these are his guys. You think Ryan Poles going to have an objection? Guess what? Ryan Poles looking at it and saying, hey, look, do what coach says because I didn't pick y'all either. Do what coach says because I didn't pick any of y'all either. You better figure out how to get that work ethic in there because, listen, I'm looking to replace half of this team anyway. I want my guys in here. I want my draft picks in here. Now you have to have that proper balance, right? You have to have that balance. Like there's some guys that have afforded the respect that the league gives them. You know what I'm saying? Khalil Mack coming off of surgery, fighting through, he's afforded that respect. Robert Quinn's afforded that respect. There's some guys that have. The vets. Roquan probably. To where, yeah, I'm having good seasons even though we're playing really bad. But there's some guys that are playing bad while you're having bad seasons. Shout out to Tana in the chat. And so to me, like, I'm looking at what are we going to see from the team that's here? Are they going to be good? Are they going to vibe with it? Are they going to roll? Because it's not the same kind of coach coming into the building. You're not looking at the same kind of coach coming into the building. You're not getting the Matt Nagy, oh, hey, we're all kumbaya in the building. You're getting a dude that's going to come in and say, listen, I hate to tell y'all this, not for nothing. You guys sucked last year, and I don't want to do that again. What's goody, kid? This is the pettiest man alive enters the
You've
chat.
probably seen me struggle with this camera for like 5 minutes outside
I've
of
been
this thing.
watching you a little bit. It's been fairly entertaining, but I'm also confused on what's going on.
We'll talk about it offline. It's just
All
wrong.
right.
That's all it is. It's just wrong.
As we also got Stefan Nadine in the building. Hey, listen, it's a wintry day, dog. Everybody having technical difficulties.
Hey man. Hey man.
Everybody.
Be safe out there on the road, first of all. 2. Yeah.
Well, they don't really plow out here until someone dies. So at this point, yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
Matter of fact, I lied. Don't leave the house.
Don't leave the house. Just stay home.
Does this sound clear?
Oh, you sound great,
Yeah.
dog.
Everything's off right now. I don't know why.
You sound great. We got to get Ringo's mic back to where it was, man. I feel like you're going through the computer, my boy. We'll get it. We'll get it all.
Check your restream settings. You could be going through the computer. It does it automatically. It automatically puts you on the default.
We'll get it right.
It took me like 10 episodes to figure that part out.
It was like, why the heck do I suck? Now, last
it does say default.
Yeah, go to your mic. Go to your mic. Go ahead and switch that up, my boy. Come on now.
This border right here is a default that I can't get off. And I'm like, yo, I'm tired of seeing a border. Like, I'm doing everything else right besides, like, I'm, for some odd reason, waking up at exactly 5:57. Weirdest number ever. But okay. It's okay. Burning the candle at both ends. I'm probably going to end up doing something. Anyway, it's the Blackest Show Alive. We're talking about Matty Eberflus. I'm calling him Matty E from now on. If you all don't know, now you know. Matty E. I like the energy he's bringing into the city, guaranteeing a championship in his tenure. I like that.
Hey, listen, my favorite part is like people just excited because it's like, hey, he's got a lot of big name people backing him. It's like, hey, man, so did Nagy. In fact, the name that y'all really was screaming for GM was his biggest supporter for 5 years.
Is it Flus or Flus? It's Eberflus.
Eberflus. I'm going Flus. I'm thinking Flus. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking Flus. I don't know.
Put your headphones in. I was kind of not trying not to do that, but if I have to, I will if it's for quality reasons.
I mean, you sound good to me. Let's see. Let's give it a show list.
Rocking and rolling, man. Rocking and rolling.
Man, it sounded real good right there, my boy. It sounded real good right there.
Anyway, Eberflus.
We're gonna make it happen. Y'all like how, hey, listen, this is a rolling production. We get in here, we try to make it happen.
We are doing what we are doing. At this particular point in time, how do you feel about the championship aspirations and guarantee? Man rolled in and said, hey, we are going to do it. In a nutshell, I have the direct quote right here. But how do you feel about it?
I mean, it sounds good. You know what I'm saying? I've had 4 coaches in a row tell me that. Minus 9, maybe 3. I say 3. Minus Trestman. Trestman came in and he said, I'm selfish. We'll have a team that's selfish and undisciplined. we didn't think that it would end up being true, but you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I mean, hey, prove it to me. And that's kind of what I was explaining to everybody. Kind of like, what does he have to do in his first season to make you feel good about the hire, right? So everybody, we're gonna get you right, Ringo. Everybody in the chat is just like, Ringo out here looking like Ringo, blink twice if you need help, dog.
Hey, somebody said that I look like I'm always being interrogated by Batman. I was like, There's a Batman symbol like right
There's a
behind me.
Batman logo behind you. You just in the cave, dog. Where is she? I don't know. I swear to God. Swear to me. What?
Swear to me.
Hey, Batman got some of the most wild lines ever, dog. Like, they just don't fit at all.
I still want to know all that money that man had. It took them until
He's the real-
old Ben Affleck Batman to say, "Yeah, we could just throw a voice changer on. You don't have to strain your vocal cords like that, Bruce. Like you're about to sit there and like have a complete stroke, sitting there trying to change your voice to make it deeper to yell at people. No, like
Hey, I said this. This is my thing. I'm on the side of things where Batman's the real villain. I just enjoy watching and reading the comics at this point, but Batman's the real villain. Batman beats people up, sends them to a hospital that he owns. Come on now, that's capitalism at its finest, baby.
he does own the hospital.
you out
Gotta
there
get those
jaywalking,
medical payments, man.
you know, sends them to a hospital that he owns, dog. Come on now. But
Make
but
sure
no,
you pay your premiums on time.
I hope you have life insurance. Oh God.
We do not accept HMOs.
Oh, no. It's sad when you think about it like that, dog. It's like, man, this man is funding everything he needs. Hey, guess who makes the medicine? Wayne Enterprises. But no, man, Friday's off to. Hey, it's a freestyle Friday, baby. You can get anything in here. Your mic good, Ringo? Nope. Can't hear a word, or maybe you got to cut the mic on something. I don't know. I thought it got a little.
Change the input to your mic and the output to your speakers.
We'll figure it out. Anyway, dog.
Took me an episode to figure that part out too.
Hey, listen, look, we should have left him alone. At least we could hear him now. Hey, shout out Javier tweeted me a picture. It's two cars pinned together with somebody in the middle of it. It say Batman. Now talk. Oh man. But no, man, talking about Matt Eberflus. What do you need to see from him in season one? I was telling the chat kind of, hey, listen, he's we can't gauge him based on what Nagy did, right? Like Nagy's an all-time bad when it comes to offense. Nagy's an all-time bad when it comes to offensive production, scoring the ball, stuff like that. Like NFL all-time bad. So to me, if Eberflus comes in here and scores 24 points a game, we'll all be giddy and excited, like, oh, look, he's got an offense. When really 24 points a game is not enough to win you a game more times than not, right? So to me, you have to judge him based on, one, the development of Justin Fields, but mostly the development of his side of the ball and the staff he brings in that could potentially improve this offense and how much they do it. The creativity of the offense, the creativity of you know what I'm saying? Like it's I can't gauge it by what we saw, because what we saw is some of the worst football in history. Like somebody tweeted and was like, I just can't believe the Buffalo Bills, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Chicago Bears all play the same sport.
That's a good one.
It was good. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good one. I'll give him that.
Down, it was just like, what?
I'll say this. One, you can't. I have to do this for myself. Maybe this helps the chat. Maybe it doesn't. But the difference between these two head coaches off top is the simple fact that one has a measurable measure of success.
Yeah.
You can literally track his influence on the team and their improvements. Whereas with Matt Nagy, I don't think he ever held a position where it was measurable to the point that justified a head coaching position.
Right.
I could be wrong, but I don't believe that he was in a position to do so. Right. He wasn't the OC for the tenure of the rise of Patrick Mahomes. He was there for a game, I believe. Patrick had a game that season. You know, if he was the OC for
he played the last game of the season. It was the point where everybody was like, yeah, Alex ain't gonna be here next year.
Yeah. If maybe he had did the entire, breakout season from Mahomes, that would
Yeah.
be different,
Yeah.
but this way, we've seen the Colts go from, middle of the road to, somewhere in the top 10, or if not a very elite defense. We've seen that happen in multiple occasions, and yet so you can measure it. It's trackable, things of that nature. So I like that. I like the fact that he has a level of success that we can actually sit there and say, hey, he's done this before, not just once, but multiple times. So we could put faith behind it, which also means that he was in a situation where not just the defense, but the offense was rolling. I mean, he was
Yeah.
there for the Phillip Rivers tenure in Indiana, I believe. Yeah, he was. I looked at someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that. Um, if not,
Talking
Indiana
about
has always had a pretty decent offense. Yeah.
You talking about Eberflus? Yeah, he was
Yeah.
there. He was there for the
They've
Philip.
always had a pretty decent offense. They were like 1 or 2 pieces away.
Yeah.
So, we've seen him be a part of organizations that had some success, and we're definitely in the running for, maybe these could be Super Bowl contenders if they can keep it together, if they add one more piece. So I feel confident that he knows what success looks like and he can get it done.
Yeah.
We didn't have that with Matt, so that's a complete different thing right there. We didn't have a former player at GM with the skill set of picking, who also so happens to be very good with picking O-line
Yeah.
or rebuilding an O-line, which is exactly what we need. So, I mean, for all intents and purposes, this is a really good hire. Like on paper or just at what their skill set supposedly is, it's really
Yeah.
good hires. Whoever he chooses, I'm trusting that he's going to choose the right people for, his QB coach, which is all I like. That's all we really care for, is the QB going to be okay.
Yeah.
But I'm trusting that he will get that done because, I mean, he's been around teams where they had somewhat successful QBs. Phillip Rivers is a legend. No matter what you say, no Kill Phil is a legend.
I think the
Is
biggest
that an
part is
official nickname, No Kill Phil? Or is that just us?
I think we did that. No
Okay.
kill Phil. I think we did that because he wasn't killing on none of that.
Hey, listen, he shot that cover every single time. After every season, he had a child. That's a fact. Go look it up.
He had a kid for every Super Bowl he didn't win.
God daggone Tom Brady, come here.
Kill.
That's a wild joke right there.
But no, dog, like it's I look at the I look at where he's at, you know what I'm saying? Like where he's starting from. And I'm trying to like there's that part of me that's like you got to take this with a grain of salt. You have to understand that they have to build this team. You have to understand that they have to Mike Davison pull out game wicked and LeBron hairline.
Oh God.
You have to realize that there's pieces that have to be put in place for this team to be successful. They just are. But you do want to see a turnaround. There is talent on this team that in theory should get you in the right direction if you can find those role filling pieces. How do they find those pieces? That's on Ryan Poles. Where do you go get those pieces? That's on Ryan Poles. How do you navigate this salary cap to keep some of these guys around? That's on Ryan Poles. But looking at what Eberflus can bring to the table right away, I do want to see an improvement in the defense. At a minimum, listen, if you're going to do anything, one, show me that you're going to hold players accountable, because that's something we haven't seen. Javon Wims, Eddie Jackson, Anthony Miller. Yeah, I'm saying multiple false start penalties in a game. It's like, Jesus. I think discipline might have been the biggest problem with Matt Nagy's offense. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you start to see Nagy's offense get going, you'd see 2 false starts and a illegal movement penalty. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what kills offensive drives. That's what kills this team.
That's like the wildest thing, dog. I can see it on YouTube, but not here.
Yeah.
The little things I find fascinating.
But it's just
Pat's
like
so thrown off. He's
I
like, what does that have to do with the price of gas in China?
nothing.
Has nothing to do with the price of gas in China.
But
Oh
yeah,
God, I'm sorry about that.
I just look at I'm trying to gauge it. Like I'm trying not to. There's that part of me that's like, you got to get it done now. But then there's the other part of me that's like, it's gonna take some time to build this thing. So that's the part that we got to wait and see.
Well, let me ask you this. That's a good question right there before we move on to like playoff pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What is the time frame? Like, this is always what I wonder. What is the time frame for new hires that we have to come in and to have some measure of success?
See, the tough part with it is, right? You want to get it done while Justin's on his rookie deal, so that you can understand who Justin is. At a minimum, you want to know who Justin is by the end of this. NFL head coaches are not afforded enough time to build a successful program. The average program that it takes the time to come in and build to start moving in the right directions used to take 3 to 4 years, because you have to get good players in there and you have to get things moving in the right direction and people understanding the system. You know what I'm saying? Like, but now you got to win now. You got to win now. You got to win now. That people swap in and out coaches every 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just not enough. Like, even what they did down in Houston could have had a nice little system built up. Now, I don't know if the coach that they had in place is the answer there. But you had Lovie Smith at DC. The defense was doing okay. You know what I'm saying? They weren't great, but they weren't the worst defense I've ever seen in my life. They also have no talent on that side of the ball. It takes time to get talent in this, but NFL coaches aren't afforded that. So we're probably talking the length of Justin Fields, the rest of Justin's contract, which would be what, 3 years?
The funny thing is, this Matt and Ryan Pace current situation is almost as screwed up as the former Matt and Ryan Pace situation, because Ryan Pace came in. Well, Ryan Pace did come in with some handcuffs.
Ryan Pace came in with no talent, though. You had an aging defense that was going away. Jay Cutler was kind of done with the Bears already.
Yeah, I mean, so like that
like at least here it's like, hey, I'm coming in with a young quarterback, young wide receiver, young offensive linemen that are trying to figure it out. Young defensive impact players that are at some of the best in their position. Like, you didn't have any of that when Ryan Pace got here.
So now, so it's an easier situation for this Ryan?
I would say, see, it's tough because it's like, is it easier because you've got those pieces in place, but there's a bunch of question marks with them, so you kind of got to stick with them? You know what I'm saying? At a minimum, like, Ryan Pace could come in and be like, you suck, you're cool, you suck, all of your contracts are gone. You can't really do that as Ryan Poles. Ryan Poles has to come in here and say, you have potential, Guess what? Now I got to see if you guys actually can live up to that potential and meet the expectation of this team. That in itself is a handcuff. That in itself, like, you gave up multiple first round picks for Justin Fields. You have to ride with him. Now, Ryan Poles didn't give it up. I guess you could say he's gonna get an opportunity if Justin doesn't work out to pick his quarterback. But at least for the next 3 to 4 years, he's the one that's got to ride with him. And he's the one that's hired the coach that has to be put in place, or has to put the people in place to develop him. So I would say similarly difficult situations, but for different reasons. Because Ryan had to come in and build it from ground up. Ryan Pace had to come in and build it from ground up. Ryan Poles is coming in, and you know how everything is with potential. When potential's in the game, he's got the potential to be a great quarterback in the NFL. He's got a potential to be a great left tackle in the NFL. That potential can get you through the league for 5-6 years. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the crazy part about it.
It's just weird that ultimately he still needs about 4 years to see this work.
Yeah. That's how football works. It's 53 men on that field, and at least 40 of them actually got to be talented. You know what I'm saying? And they're not afforded the I love how Don Burr comes into the chat and everybody's just like, Don, what's good, man? But he comes in like yelling. It's just like, Detroit versus everybody. Dan Campbell Holmes, best GM coach in the North. And it's like, hey, Don, how you doing, man? Good to see you this morning.
Hey, Detroit do be getting done dirty, though.
Hey, Detroit be doing themselves dirty, dog.
That's a fact,
Hey, Detroit be doing themselves dirty, dog. I love Don Bird, dog. He comes in like mad high energy, and everybody just knows, just like, hey, Don, how you doing, man? Good to see you, brother. No, but if we being honest with NFL head coaches, we're talking about you should be afforded 4 to 5 years for your system to work. You really should. It's a lot. There's a lot for people to learn. Heck, Pat Mahomes said it took him just 3 years to figure out how to read defenses. Now, granted, he was a great talent at that point already. But when the greats of the greats are like, dog, it took me 3 years to figure out this NFL thing. Hey, that's the most important piece on your field. Like, so imagine everybody else. Imagine all these other young guys. Imagine Tevin Jenkins. Imagine Darnell Mooney, although Darnell's kind of got it. You know, like we see those guys that make an impact right away, but it doesn't mean they understand what's happening on the field. And that's the part that it takes time, especially when you get your guys in there. So it's going to be interesting when to see how much time he's afforded to actually turn this thing around.
Yeah. I'm looking in right now. I'm looking at Ian Rappaport tweets just randomly pop up on my phone. I'm trying to make sure we don't have any other breaking news or anything like that.
Yeah.
Some people were flirting around with the whole idea that Caldwell would be hired as an OC, which I don't mind. I wouldn't mind.
I wouldn't mind Caldwell as an OC. I'd be cool with that. Because I thought Caldwell was going to do some good things for Justin Fields here. I just thought Caldwell was too old to be a head coach because in the NFL, to me, you hire your head coach to be there for 10 years. If Caldwell's there for 10 years, he's a 77-year-old man. You know what I'm saying? Like Caldwell wouldn't have been there for 10 years. So you want to find that guy that is going to be there. But Caldwell wouldn't be a bad pick for OC either, because if Caldwell's your OC, no one's probably coming to get him. There's probably nobody that's going to come in there and try and pick him off.
Do you think he gets a head coaching position though?
Not unless he takes like the Texans job. I don't think anybody wants the Texans job. I think they saw how they did. I think they saw how they did. Why can't I think of Buddy name that was down there? Chat, help me out. They saw how they did Buddy, where they gave him the interim job. He really did a good job with zero talent. He had that team. We would talk about the Texans randomly because it would be like, man, they're like actually competitive. Competitive was all you were hoping for last season when Deshaun Watson tells you, yeah, I'm done, dog.
Mac Davison with the help.
Dave Cully. There we go. Shout out to y'all, man. The way that they fired him and he wasn't afforded that time, that to me hurt them in the head coaching hire, to the point. I mean, they're looking at they brought in Josh McCown to interview for the position. Listen, I love Josh McCown, but there's usually a standard you go to or go through or a process you go through before you just become a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking nobody really wants to get in there and have that job there. So I would think that might be a job where if Jim Caldwell just wants to be a head coach in the NFL again, he might be able to get in there. But I mean, there's still a lot of good names out there. Heck, Bieniemy's still in the game.
You
The
think Bieniemy is not going to get a head coaching job? He should.
I think Bieniemy thinks that I think Bieniemy's been told that Andy Reid's probably got one more hoorah left in him. Or if he wins a championship this year, this might be it. So stick around. I think they want to have that succession of Bieniemy into Andy Reid.
Check this out. Speak about how they said Dable's interviews went horrible. You saw that?
Yeah, I did hear that. I heard that a couple of times. They
Man,
said when they asked him about his staff, he didn't have any good answers.
I was really disappointed with that. Because I wanted him to have the shot. I wanted him to actually have the opportunity. But for that to be said, I was like, man, how do you come unprepared for that?
And this is the thing, right? Like the interviews. See, it's tough to gauge because it's like you have to do well in those
Sorry, I can still hear
interviews.
you.
You said what?
So keep talking. I can still hear you.
Oh, you have to do well in those interviews to like you have to do well in those interviews to convince somebody to hire you to be a head coach, right? But I can't say just because you don't speak well to your GM and your owner that you can't coach a football team. But what I can say is that the what I can say is that the team itself, like the inner workings inside the front office, have to be cohesive. You know what I'm saying? Those inner workings inside the front office have to be cohesive. You have to have the head coach understand and be able to communicate with the GM, understand and be able to communicate with the owner. You know what I'm saying? Like the talking part is important, but I can't say that it's indicative of can you coach on the field. You know what I'm saying? Definitely still can't hear you still. The technical difficulties are piling up heavy this morning, my boy. We had that mic going perfect one day. One day. You know what I'm saying? No, like that's the biggest moment of it to me. That's gonna be like that's tough. You have to Robert Diaz, absolutely right. You got to be able to sell yourself. You got to be able to sell yourself. And we haven't seen we've heard that Dabo wasn't able to do that. We've heard that Bieniemy wasn't able to do that. Like that's and it's tough, right? Because we all know people like that. We all know people like that, right? They can't like they can't do the communication part, but they do their jobs really well. I can't say Dabo wouldn't be a good head coach because he can't communicate with the owners well. I would say if I'm an owner of $1 billion organization, I would not hire you if you can't communicate it well. You know what I'm saying? I would say if you're the owner of an organization, I would absolutely not hire you if you're not communicating it well. But if you're the owner of if you're like I can't say he can't coach because he can't communicate it well. Because on the field, he might be completely different. On the field, he might be a completely different communicator. Jay Crit said, yeah, but he might not actually have people that he can bring. Well, I mean, him and Eberflus have crossed paths quite a few times. I thought that might actually be the reason why Daboll, why they hired Eberflus so fast, because if Daboll does get that head coaching job, it's going to be a lot of the similar guys, because they've crossed paths a couple of times, that are in the building. They're going to be reaching out to a lot of the same guys. So you want to, I thought that was the reason why the Bears went with Eberflus. And it could be, listen, it could be that, right? When Dan Quinn took his hat out of the ring, Brian, we were all like, why didn't Brian Daboll get another interview? We see that he's a great offensive mind. That it could be that. Could be that he couldn't communicate. It could be that he didn't have his coordinators ready. Could be that he wasn't prepared for the meeting, which causes concern if I'm an owner. Like, dog, you didn't prepare for your head coaching interview? Like, I don't know. I'm not in those meetings. We're not privy to those conversations, but I do like that. I can't say that because he didn't communicate his point across well that he's a bad head coach. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people that couldn't pass the test, but they were smart. I know a lot of people that couldn't go into the room and talk to the most important person in the room, but the reason that the room is functioning well is because of that person. So it's a tough point. It's a tough point. You know what I'm saying? It's a tough point because, like, you want to have that guy communicate well, but at the same time, are you missing out on a potential head coach that could be your next great head coach because I didn't like the way he talked to me?
I don't like the way he talked to me.
Y'all winning championships, he don't got to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I get it. If I'm running $1 billion organization and I'm trying to get it winning, I'm probably not hiring the dude that if I say, hey, who would you bring in as your coordinator? And you go, I don't know if that's what happened, but yeah, I'm saying it seemed like what they were saying was that he didn't, when it came to the staffing questions, he didn't have a lot of answers that teams liked.
I know what Ringo's struggling with right now. I'm gonna send it to him. Especially depending on what settings he's getting on his end.
Yeah.
Yep, we're gonna troubleshoot live on air. Live on air. We're doing it live.
Hey, listen. This is the problems with dealing with COVID-19 and trying to run a live show. Sometimes you got to troubleshoot live on the air. There's nothing wrong with that, man. There's nothing wrong with that.
Ringo, check your phone if you can hear me. Boom, there you go. All right, so moving on to something else. So let's get the energy up, because Eberflus, for some odd reason, is not a very energetic name to even get behind. It's Eberflus. I want to say Flus, but that'll make it better.
It's Matt Eberflus.
His name is Matty E from this point forward.
Oh, okay.
His name is Matty E from this point forward. So let's get into the playoff picture, because, hey, guess what? We have to talk about the next couple of games. And guess who's not in those games? Aaron Rodgers. Boom. How? Look at that. Shots fired. Guess who else is not in those games? Josh Allen. God dang, that was a good game. Oh, well, he didn't win. At this point, who do you have over the weekend?
Man, it's another dog. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm so excited for the championship weekend.
Me too.
For one reason. The upsets could make for the most interesting Super Bowl ever.
In a long time, my dude. Most interesting Super Bowls in a long time. Long time.
If the Bengals get the upset, or if the 49ers get the upset, you're talking about a Bengals 49ers up Super Bowl, dog. Mud's gonna be like, what the heck am I watching right here? What just happened?
You are watching Masters at Work. No, anyway, I always want to say that for some odd reason. I have a funny suspicion that the 49ers are going back to the Super Bowl.
I feel the same way. I'm not gonna lie. It's interesting to me, right? Because like I look at the Niners and to me, if they were able to disrupt Aaron
look at the super
Rodgers in that
producer.
way, if they were able to disrupt Aaron Rodgers in that way, why wouldn't they be able to disrupt Matthew Stafford? Why wouldn't they be able to get into the backfield and disrupt what Matthew Stafford does? And Aaron Rodgers versus the blitz is much better than Matthew Stafford versus the blitz. Matthew Stafford versus the blitz is a, hey, I'm going to take this shot. Here we go.
Well, I will say this. Matt Stafford is probably used to getting hit way more often than Aaron Rodgers.
Very true.
So at this point, you can never know. I'm rooting for now that I remember. I am really rooting for Matt Stafford to get this ring. I mean, I would want him to get this ring, to go from Detroit down versus everybody. To go from a place like Detroit has to be the closest thing to hell on earth for a sports fan. To go from that to a Super Bowl, he didn't even have to win, but just to make the Super Bowl, we can officially say Detroit kills talent. And just so I can have bragging rights for an entire year, and just be like, hey, Don, see what happens when you get a good QB out of Detroit? They make Super Bowls. Like,
I was gonna say, are you finna Dan Orlovsky this thing right here?
Man, listen, I'm going. I'm petty for a reason, man. That's why they call me. That's why you call me petty Casanova, man. Listen, I'm going to troll you until the year ends. If Matt Stafford makes the Super Bowl, I'm going to sit here and just like, hey, Don. Every time you say Detroit versus everybody, I'm going to be like, Detroit versus who? Detroit City might as well stand for death certificates, because that's what happens when you go there. Your career died. That's what
you
it
know
is.
what's like, I look at that Rams 49ers game, right? And to me, I'm trying to see what's going to be the best, like what puts San Francisco in the best position to win.
Jimmy G not passing.
Yeah.
Jimmy G is 9-0 when he does not have a passing touchdown.
Duh.
What?
What?
Duh.
You know what I'm saying?
9-0.
You know what I'm saying?
And or, so no, forgive me. He's 5-0 in the playoffs.
5-0 in the playoffs. 5-0 in
5-0 in the playoffs.
And that's why it's so interesting, right? Because like it's like looking at this game.
Did you realize it don't take 5 games in the playoffs to get to the Super Bowl, right?
Well, he got there all in 1 year one time, and probably didn't throw a passing touchdown in a few of those. Now this is the problem, right? I would rather see the Rams get there because it's a more entertaining Super Bowl. Because no matter what, versus the two teams on the other side, he's gonna have to throw the ball.
I would rather him have to play Patrick Mahomes, because if they play the Bengals, I don't want to see Joe Burrow get killed on national TV like that.
Yeah, we don't want to see that. That's
they were going to sack that man 10 times.
That's illegal in about 4 different states. What they're trying to do to Joe Burrow.
They're going to set a Super Bowl record of being able to lay up a QB on its back. I don't want to see that. Listen, Bengals are the worst place. Bengals are worse than Detroit.
Nah, Bengals in the championship game.
They're in the championship game. I give you that. But they're worse than Detroit because they got there despite the fact that they've done everything to get their QB killed. Now, here's an interesting fact about him, though.
But you feel better about it if you get there.
He does hold the ball way too long.
Joe Burrow
holds that ball way too long. Watch it. He has a lot of time in that pocket before he gets hit. And he's just waiting for the plays to develop.
Well, that's because a lot of their plays are big plays.
Which is stupid.
it's a lot of Jamar Chase downfield trying to make the big throw. Yeah, I'm saying
Hey,
but
listen.
I'll say this, right? I'll say this. I like both of these. I love both of these matchups, right? I don't want Jimmy G throwing the ball for more than 200 yards, but I love both of these matchups because to me, like, you're gonna see now, is this defense good enough to carry them to a championship? Is this Rams defense and running game good enough to carry them to a championship? Because I've been saying the entire time, let's see if Ringo coming through good. Ringo, you good?
Yo.
Ooh.
Hey, look at you.
Hey,
Hey,
man.
John Burke. We
Hey,
ain't won this since
appreciate you, kid.
85.
Appreciate you, man.
Hey,
Oh, no worries,
hey,
no worries.
hey, Ringo in the
I
game.
felt like that
Hey,
was
hey,
me.
Dog.
hold up, kid. Hey, kid, we got to shut up now. He ain't said nothing the whole show. He been on here for a solid 45 minutes. Ringo, what you got going on with this Rams 49ers game, bro? Hey, I'm so to the point. I'm gonna go
Hey,
pour me a cup of coffee.
hey, dog. It's just technical difficulties, fam. But I
Man, we
mean,
having them this morning.
honestly, just
And the mic sound crispy too. Look at that.
hey, man.
Look at
If if Jimmy G throw the ball 20 times and they can keep the ball on the ground and they have no more than I want to say 5 3 and outs, the 49ers should win this game. I feel like that they have the pass rush to do it. Everything's synced up. I'm interested to see the matchup between uh Cal Shanahan and Sean McVay because I think Shanahan's gonna get him this time. I think Shanahan's gonna get him this time.
think you gonna do it?
Yeah. Like the crazy part about it is even I looked at a stat yesterday. The last 10 Super Bowls,
Mm-hmm.
the Super Bowl has either contained Peyton Manning, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, or the San Francisco 49ers. Like
San Francisco 49ers.
so I mean that they've been in it. So I mean I think if they just do ground control and keep the defense off the field fresh enough for them to go up against those weapons, the the uh the 49ers should have it. The 49ers should have it. I'm going Matthew simply because I want to see him get there. But if Jimmy G wins, I mean that'll just prove the point that we've been saying all postseason. Like you can't get rid of him because dude wins games.
No,
Like
you can get rid of them, and San Fran probably will, which is weird, but they probably try to do that for like Aaron Rodgers.
now, see the better question is, could you drafted Trey Lance? Do you take a 3-year deal with Aaron Rodgers and just give Trey Lance to the give Trey Lance to the Packers because Trey I feel like because who was we talking about? We were talking about Jimmy G and the Packers offense. You give Trey to you give Trey to Matt LaFleur. I mean, you might. I'm not saying another 10-year run, but I mean, hey, he definitely better than Jordan Love.
The unfortunate part is we don't have a whole like Jordan Love should be afforded the opportunity to lose the job, and he's never really had the job to lose it. So
They be
if you pick a
disrespecting the mess
QB
out of
at
Jordan Love.
if you pick a
hey,
QB
we
at
is
first,
kind of fight back, fight. What? Hey, what's the video we always putting out in the chat,
Fight
bro?
back.
yeah.
Fight back.
So like, but like sincerely though, like
Yeah.
he's never really had the opportunity to lose the job. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, he didn't have good showings when he played, but he's played so sporadically, that you really can't. He's really not never even developed. So, I don't think they would do that for
Yeah.
another QB who hasn't really developed. You know, uh, the kid does have Trey Lance does have some tape. He scored some touchdowns, but so is Jordan Love. Like they've both been up and down. It makes no sense. I think they are both in just really weird situations because they were probably drafted with the expectation that this guy's not going to get it done or this guy's going to be moving on. And both situations did not play out. Aaron Rodgers did not move on. Aaron Rodgers stayed at Green Bay. And for some odd reason, Jimmy G has, again, in a full season, taken them to the Super Bowl or close to the Super Bowl in NFC Championship. So it's like, he takes him to the Super Bowl, he gets injured, and now he plays another full season. He's right back to, NFC Championship status. It's like,
So here's the
it's
question,
still
right?
one of those weirdest things. Where Pat, now your mic is out of whack.
You can't hear me?
Turn it up a little bit, if you can.
Huh?
It's better. It's better.
Okay.
Initially, it wasn't all that hot.
Oh, okay. You got me now.
We're there now.
All right. No, that's what I was gonna say. Here's the question: who do we give more credit to if they get to another Super Bowl? Is this Kyle Shanahan being the masterful game planner that he is, or do you got to give a lot of credit to Jimmy G for helping get this team there? Because listen, the stat is what the stat is. When Jimmy G's in there, they win a lot. When he's not, they do not.
That's why I have to give the credit to Jimmy G because he had a chance to do it without him. He had the chance to do it with him limping, with him being injured. That was a season before. That was last season. He had a chance to do it. Jimmy G didn't play a lot.
They won a lot of games last year, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, didn't they?
Hold on, let me
No,
double.
no.
Or was it the year before that?
No, I think they won like 5 or 6. Because remember,
they trash?
The whole defense got hurt.
Oh, that's
yeah,
right.
the entire team was out.
They lost that defense too. Yeah, that's the big
entire
part.
team was out. Oh wow, that's crazy. So now he has no way.
So he really didn't.
Knowing.
Yeah,
he has no way of even knowing what it is. Oh God, that's the worst situation to be in.
That's tough, dog.
That's hilarious. I wonder if that's like, karma in some type of way, because it's like you tried so hard to get rid of this guy, and then the one thing you could hold your hat on didn't even happen. Dang, that's crazy. That is crazy. He's stuck.
It's weird, right, to me, because I feel like these are two guys that need each other. That's what it's showing me. A lot of times you want the flash, you want the great, you want the listen, I want Aaron Rodgers on my team, whether he's won the big game a ton of times or not. I know that at a minimum, he's a better quarterback. He gives me more of a chance to win the game. But in a situational standpoint, Jimmy G and Kyle Shanahan work well together.
The crazy part about
they just do. And Jimmy G absolutely could end up in Green Bay and could work well there, because what I say yesterday, the reason Dan Quinn got fired, because he didn't hire from within. Who was the next man up? Matt LaFleur.
But Matt LaFleur said he wanted to hire somebody he was going to hire somebody within. I mean, and he swear they got OCs out the woodworks.
I mean, dog, he's developing mugs. He probably first off, he's calling plays. It don't matter who he promotes. He's calling the plays. Like, he could promote Kid to OC. Guess what Kid's not going to be doing? Calling plays.
The thing is, too, real quick, so both Jordan Love's had a game and a half this season. Trey Lance had 2 games this season. Trey Lance, the last game he played, even though it was against Houston, because I think Jimmy G was banged up that week.
Oh, he went off. He had like 2 touchdowns and a running touchdown.
249, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, 1 pick, but 116 passer rating.
I know what the heck I be talking about.
Like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I think the biggest question, and I told Kid this.
Yeah.
I don't want, because we was talking about Jimmy G yesterday. I don't want Trey Lance from Matt LaFleur. Like,
I'm gonna say this, right? The only option they have is Trey Lance. That's the funny thing, right? We talked about them getting Jimmy G, and the chat called it out as well. They can't pay Jimmy G. Jimmy G making real bankroll.
Dog.
Jimmy
they
G is
can't
making
pay.
Jimmy G is making
160
top 5
M.
quarterback bankroll.
160
Hey,
M.
but you know what though? As much as they hate him, he deserves that top 5 quarterback bankroll. You want to know why? Because I ain't see San Francisco make a Super Bowl without him. I ain't seen him make an NFC championship without him. I ain't seen you win consistently without him. Pay that man his money.
Well, he
Pay
got
Jimmy
paid
G
before
his money and actually
he
shut
got
up a
paid before
game
he ever
plan
threw a
for him.
football in a San Francisco uniform.
Nah,
Say
yeah,
it
nah.
again.
They
I
definitely.
said he got paid his money before he ever threw a football in a San Francisco uniform.
That's
he
true.
got paid. He got
They
paid his
got-
money off of
That may be true, but
because
like
it was what a
let's call
sign
it
and
spade.
trade.
Nah,
Let's call a spade
it's
a spade,
not
though.
made. It is.
Let's call a spade a spade though.
he
If
got
they
paid
had to
100.
pay him, if they had to choose to pay him, you pay that man.
I wouldn't pay him that much. I wouldn't pay him as much as he making though.
I would, because hey, listen,
you can't come to me and be like, hey Jimmy, listen, I love you, dog.
I'd sign that check just like this. Hey Jimmy, I don't know what the hell you do. I don't know how the heck it works, but I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna go ahead and reluctantly sign this check right here. You just make sure you bring your hard hat or whatever you bring that helps this work every freaking day. Because for some odd reason, this is working just with you.
Hey,
I done tried to get rid of you. I done did everything but sit there and absolutely execute you at this point. Right? I done put you in every trade offer I could think of.
Dog,
so guess
Jimmy
what?
G is
All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit there. Here's one thing I did say though. It's his system, Callahan's system. There's no QB that's gonna go there and have a very high passing like thing. Like you go there to know that he's going to scheme. Like he's going to scheme a very balanced game, and that you're going to have less yards in passing.
You might have less, but I think you could go there and be a consistent quarterback and succeed. Like I said, he did it with Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan had dang near 400 yards every game. You know what I'm saying? Like he can adjust it. He's a really. This is the thing about Shanahan, right? Shanahan is not like no matter what Muggs say. I understand he's winning. I understand he's not a good head coach. He doesn't deal with people well. He doesn't deal with his team well. He doesn't he's really not. He's a great play caller. He's a really freaking great play caller. He's also got some really good names around him.
Hey, so just for the record, so when he signed the contract, 7 M's off rip. His average,
that's not bad.
That's backup money. Give him
his average salary is 27 M's.
Oh, that's good.
27.
That's actually better than I thought. I thought he was higher than that.
74 M's in total guarantees.
Well, that's a lot.
That's good.
That's a lot.
It's not a lot because the average QB is getting over 100 M's guaranteed now.
And they guaranteed him 41 M's.
Who's getting 100 M's guaranteed if you're not Pat Mahomes?
Dak got over 100 M's guaranteed.
That contract
or close to 100 M's guaranteed.
5 years, 137. So
he got close to 8. Most of that's guaranteed.
I was off about one. Hey, but he win games, so I'm gonna take my.
I'll say this. You're not upset about the contract because you've won. What do you get? $166 million signing bonus. Man, 126 mil guaranteed. That's crazy.
Yeah,
they really upping them guarantees, though.
The going rate for QBs now is going to be basically 45 and up a year. Like that's what the rate is going to be, just based off of the new TV deals, stuff like that. Like that's the going rate for an elite QB now. So if you're getting a QB, like Tom Brady's been playing at a discount his whole career for one.
But you know what? That's why
him out of that.
That's why I don't agree that you'll see that more, because there's gonna come, like you always say, there's gonna come that time where you got to pay the piper. Unfortunately, it's up front. But how Pat Mahomes' deal is structured, the Chiefs are literally hoping that he is the greatest quarterback of all time who can win with not a lot around him.
The way his deal is structured, he's actually going to be playing on a discount in about 2 years.
No, his deal goes up every year.
Hey, real quick,
he's on a 10-year, $480 million deal. If you break that down year over year, say that again.
It's 500 M's.
Okay, it's 500 M's, whatever it is. But if you break it down, it's a lot of it is backloaded. as it should be, because the first couple years, it really was like a 12-year deal, the way they structured it. But the first couple years, he's going to get paid somewhere between 40 to 45 to 47. And it stays around that mark, and then it slowly creeps over the 50 M mark. But at that time, the cap and everything else is expected to change, and the going rate for QBs of his stature is supposed to be in that range. All KC really did was say, "Hey, I'm gonna throw this big number at you and do some creative accounting, but in all actuality, I'm just gonna pay you what you should be paid year over year." And they just stretched it out for 10 years. It sounds a lot better than it actually is. Like
So let's
Dak is
see.
going to
Hey.
probably end up making just as much money if we
Fam.
look at how those deals are structured and
Now,
what those
Hey,
rates are.
so this is
Real-
the
real quick.
contract. First off, you're right. Discount for a while,
Mhm.
right? 1.5 this year, 5.5 next year, goes back down. 2.5, 2.5, 2.5 up until 2026. 2027 still a discount, 10 million. 2028 still a
completely up.
discount, 13 million. 2029, and this is the thing, right? By then, hopefully we won 4 or 5 championships. I don't care. They basically paid him, we want you to retire here, so we'll give you your retirement money at the end of this thing. By the end of that contract, 20 million, 27 million, 38 million in 2021. Kid be knowing his money. I give him that.
That didn't add up to
Hey.
500 million.
But the crazy thing is,
Signing, I didn't include the signing bonuses.
What was the signing bonus?
Signing bonuses, 2, what was it? 4 million, 2 million, 2 million, 2 million, 2 million, and then
Those numbers
that.
is way too low for it to equal like 480 at the end of this 10 years, dog.
No, what was it?
but it's incentives too.
It's
though.
450 over 10.
It's
450
incentives
over
too,
10.
though.
450
So
over
at the
10 with incentives.
so at
It's
so
it's
are the
going to be
incentives
fine.
built
It's
in? Like
going-
what are the incentives?
Well, nobody really knows
The reason I'm
Yeah, I
asking
don't-
because if it's 450 over 10, that's at least 45 million a year, and we know it's not 45 million a year right now. We know that he's getting paid less his first 2-3 years, which means that on the back end it has to be a lot higher to equal out to 450.
Oh, here it is. Contract notes. 63 million guaranteed. Plus the signing bonus, plus 2020 salary, 2023 salary roster bonus fully guaranteed. 2024 salary and roster bonus fully guaranteed. So 63 M's in sign. I don't know, dog. I'm not finna be doing math this early in the morning. Look it up. I'm reading you what the contract
his
was.
contract is really
It's a good contract, though. It's a good contract. That's
It's a
essentially
good
what it is.
signing by them. They locked
Yeah.
him down long term, and he's probably going to get beat. He's probably going to be, like I said, by year 6, just in total revenue generated. You know, there's probably going to be some other QBs that are making just as much or not more than what he's going to be making, which is fine. Like he's always going to be competitive. Like his pay is always going to be competitive, just the way it's structured. But the fact that he has like ownership rights in some other within a team, I believe.
Damn, they really he can't have ownership rights.
Or was it a different organization that gave
Not in them, but he sure put it in the Royals.
No, he's got ownership rights. You just talk about his money in general. Yeah, he's got
Mhm.
ownership rights in the Royals.
Yeah.
Don't his brother? Don't one of his? No, not his brother. No, that's Klay Thompson brother that played for them, right?
Yeah,
Trace Thompson.
Not
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah.
no, that's
a good one,
Oakland.
though.
He played for Oakland. He played
Yeah,
for
that's
Oakland. Yeah.
Really good player, decent player, by the way. I ain't gonna lie.
Was in the White Sox organization. I remember Klay. I was at a game and like everybody was freaking out, and I was like, "Why is everybody freaking out?" And Klay Thompson was sitting over there because his brother was playing in Chicago, and his brother was playing.
Hey, dog. Hey, real quick though, some more Jimmy G numbers, bro. So for his career, almost 12,000 yards, but 71 wins.
Hold up,
Very low on the yards.
dog.
Very low on the yards. They do not.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine.
Hey, he said almost 12,000 yards. That almost caught me off guard. I thought Jimmy G was playing for the Bears.
Hey, 12,000 yards.
He's been hurt a lot though.
Exactly. 71 touchdowns, 38 interceptions. Passer rating at 98.9.
Yeah, he's gonna have a high pass rate, and then at the same time, you gotta think
Hey,
about it like
'cause-
this. I'm not too surprised by the yards. He sat on the bench for 3 years, so it's almost like Aaron Rodgers. Like Aaron Rodgers' career, he sat on the bench for 3 years,
True.
and if you look at Aaron Rodgers' career now, that since he's been starting, so he's been starting about 15 years since he took over to him. What that 2007 is when he first started really balling. He still has less yards than Eli Manning.
Who?
Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has less
I can believe
yards,
that.
passing yards than Eli Manning.
I
Eli
can believe
Manning
that.
has about 55,000 yards.
57. I only know because me and Joel looked it up yesterday to compare it to other quarterbacks, and I was like, but Eli wins. he was like, Phillip Rivers is a way better quarterback than Eli Manning. And I was like, I agree. But Phillip Rivers missing a lot of jewelry before he can start talking trash to Eli.
It's been a while since I looked it up though. But what was the yardage? You say he's 7th now?
No, I said he's 50. He's got 57,000 yards. He threw 344 touchdowns and like 200 and something interceptions.
Who, Eli?
Mm-hmm. Horrible touchdown to interception ratio.
Oh, I mean, it's
literally you look at Eli's numbers and you like, this is, he threw a lot, but this is not a good quarterback. And then you just be like, 2 rings. Versus the GOAT.
I mean, you got to look at it like this. Brett Favre has 399 INTs. He literally has 40 INTs less than Aaron Rodgers has touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers has 440 something touchdowns. Brett has nearly 400 INTs, but he has 560 something touchdowns.
Yeah.
You know,
hey,
so
Brett was slanging that thing. And the funny thing about Brett would throw 3 touchdowns in the beginning of the game. So he'd be like 0-3. And then you see Brett throw like 7 touchdowns to finish the game. You'd be like, what just happened? How we just lose 56-21? We ran in 3 touchdowns. What did like Brett Favre is the ultimate. He's the ultimate anomaly to me, dog. I go back and watch some of his games and I'll be like, Brett really didn't know what he was doing for a long time. He was just really good.
He says it.
It's one of my favorite stories ever, dog. When he's asking about cover 2.
What's
Fam,
cover
if
2?
y'all haven't seen it, do yourself a favor. Go on YouTube and look up Brett. I think he's speaking to like a Packers, like a Packers alumni thing or something like that. And he says he's in his 3rd or 4th year.
Which, if you look at the stats, he was absolutely like turning that ball over at a high clip.
Oh yeah, but it, even so, like I don't think learning it changed anything. So
it got better the next season, and then it dropped again.
He said, he essentially says, I came out and I had, we're sitting in practice and they're talking about cover 2 versus cover 3 and nickel versus dime. They talk about nickel versus dime. And he said, I had to go over to my backup and it's like, man, we sit in these meetings every week, dude. I gotta know. What's dime? He said my backup started laughing at me. He said, I'm looking at him. He's like,
what's dime?
Oh, you're serious? He said, at this point, I've been the starting quarterback for 4 years. He said, oh, you're serious? So it's like, basically they take a linebacker off the field and they put in a DB. Like, that's it? Oh, who gives a F? I'm throwing it over him anyway.
He's you know what that tells you? He did not watch film.
Fam, Brett went out there, but he said it. He said the best time on the field is when backyard football breaks out. When a play breaks down and you just gotta make a play. And that's how they was back there, dog. Early, I'm telling you, we live in the greatest
early 2000s, yeah.
We live in the greatest era of passers. Passing in the 90s was literally set, hut, run. Michael Irvin caught it. Like we live in the greatest era of passers. There was no scheme. I got in an argument, which is hilarious to me, right? Old heads. I refuse to be this dude. I refuse to be this dude that can't evolve or see that the sport has evolved. Like I can see that there are better athletes in the NBA today, or I should say more athletes in the NBA today than there were in the 90s. There's not really many better athletes than like I love Bill Russell checking Kendrick Perkins like, fam, I was in the Olympics and won a gold medal. And and then he tweets like the pic of him blocking a shot over like 7 people. And it's like, I stand corrected. But I look at like, I refuse to be that fan that like, I'm so stuck in my era, I can't evolve. I love 90s basketball. I really do. I love early 2000s basketball. But I'll tell you this, there's a heck of a lot more athletes on the court right now than there were in the early 2000s. They just are. There's more dudes. Like the ninth dude on the bench can jump out the gym, has the same vert as Kobe Bryant. Like, you didn't have that in the 2000s. Like, we were mind blown when somebody scored 40 points. Mugs wake up out they sleep and score 40 points. You'd be like, who was that? It was Ish Smith. Who? It's one of my
The
favorites.
game has evolved, and but you know what? It's so many nuances to that. The crazy thing is, what people don't realize is once you've seen someone do it, then it makes it easier for you to
you got the
to
ability to
replicate. Like, for instance, anyone remember the story about the 4-minute mile? For a long time, they thought it was humanly impossible until
to run a
someone did
4-minute
it.
mile. Yep.
And then someone did it, and then the next year, 23 people did it. So this impossible feat, once someone did it, everyone else like, oh, well, then I can do it.
Yeah.
And then now a 4-minute mile is kind of like the standard. I'm trying to get a 4-minute mile. 30 years ago, guess what? That was considered Olympic speed. We know it ain't Olympic speed. We know I'm not running against Usain Bolt anytime soon, right? But it is what it is. Like, it's one of those things where you just have to accept the fact that it's not a matter of it being more or better athletes. It's about the game evolving and people just being able to push themselves because they've seen someone accomplish it. Like, someone's going to see what LeBron is doing now.
Yeah.
And totally be like, hey, I can do that. I can do what he did.
Yeah.
And someone's going to go do it.
And so
someone's going to eventually do what Mike did in Mike fashion. Kobe tried. He didn't do it. But someone's eventually going to do it. Someone's eventually going to have 10 scoring titles and 6-7 rings in a 10-year span. It may take a while, but it's going to happen.
Hey, that's
Mike. What Mike did is one of those anomalies where it's like, dog, it's going to be
that's a hard
time.
You know what it is? It's the culmination of everything.
That dude did so much, dog.
It's the like Muggs always say, well, all you got to talk about is 6 rings when you talk about Michael Jordan. And it's like, no, like Mike literally owned everything.
I could take the rings away. He's still a Hall of Famer and one of the greatest. He's like a top 10 player of all time without rings.
If I take the rings away, he's still better than Charles Barkley, and Charles Barkley's a really good Hall of Famer.
You take the rings away, he's better than Karl Malone. He's better than
somebody had to win those rings. I assumed if we taking the rings away, Carl got them.
But I'm saying if you take his rings away,
man came out of retirement.
What he did at the pace he did it, in the time frame he did it, you still can't say he's not the greatest of played.
Hey, came out of retirement at 38 and was still averaging 20 plus.
You take the rings away at this point.
Got pissed off. My favorite game ever. He got pissed off that he had 6 the game before because they was talking trash to him. And he was like, "Who y'all? What the?" 50.
He's. You take the rings away, he's still going to be considered a top 10 player. You give him the rings, he's the greatest of all time.
Nah, my favorite game from him and the Wizards uni will have to be the Doug Collins game because I guess he struggled that game and Doug was like, all right, take him out. After that, Mike got hot. Next game came out killing. He was like, look, I want the ball in this spot. This is the only spot I want the ball in.
Yeah.
You're gonna give it to me every time. Don't take me out until I tell you to. And proceeded to drop 51. And then when he dropped 51, now you take me out. He's like, if you ever got a problem with me again. Like, dog.
Hey, now I'm pulling you though. You playing bad though. Well,
Hey,
at
man,
that
who
point,
you
at
are.
that point,
Hey, man.
what Doug Collins was there in what, 86, 87? Like 86, 87, 88, 89. Because Phil won his first year, right?
Right.
Phil won his first year, so he would have won
Yeah.
in 90,
Second
91.
year? I think Phil won his second year.
Well, yeah, it might have been second.
So Phil would have came in 89, 90 then.
I think Phil won his second year.
So Phil came in 89, 90
Because
then. And then
Pippen
90,
won a ring in his second year. Yeah, Pippen got drafted. They made the playoffs, lost.
yeah.
Then they won a ring the next season. I'm thinking that's how it went. Hey, it's a bunch of old timers in here. Somebody tell us what we were getting wrong.
I'm
here.
like that, dog. But
Hey, listen, I wasn't alive in '88.
I was alive for the last 3. That's all I got.
I was alive in spirit.
Hey,
Potentially.
but I bet.
I don't
hey,
know if
but
I
I
can
bet.
say that.
I bet I can call out them games better than you can because I've watched them so many times.
That's a fact. That's a fact right
hey,
there.
listen. Old heads be remembering stuff mad. But that's my thing, right? The whole point in bringing this up was like, I refuse to not allow myself to evolve with the game. I love those guys. I love the stars from the early 2000s. I can see, and here's a question as we got real off topic with the picks. We'll get back to the picks in a second. But here's a question that I've always asked: do we have to upgrade Hall of Fame requirements? Athletes
Yes.
are better. More people are getting these numbers. The game is different. First off, the game is different. But for what a lot of these people are doing, there's going to be, there's multiple Hall of Famers on every team based on the criteria we have now. Like it or not, AD's a Hall of Famer. LeBron's a Hall of Famer. Melo's a Hall of Famer. Russell Westbrook's a Hall of Famer. That's 4 on one team right there.
Well, they're Hall of Famers because of Carmelo's only a Hall of Fame because of his, how far he ranks on the scoring.
It's basketball. It's the basketball Hall of Fame.
games.
It's not just NBA.
Yeah,
so he
and
gets
he got a
Olympics,
college
college,
championship.
all of that. Yeah.
Russ is a MVP and a triple-double king at this point, so that's what makes him a Hall of Famer. AD is an MVP. That makes him a Hall of Famer.
Right.
There's no, I don't know any MVPs that didn't get.
AD don't have an MVP.
AD doesn't have it.
AD don't have an MVP.
He doesn't.
He does not have an MVP.
But
the only reason why I remember that.
But honestly, if he keeps going the way he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. If he keeps playing like this, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. If Embiid keeps playing
Anthony
like
Davis
this,
is on the top 75 list for some odd reason, and Dwight Howard isn't, which I don't understand.
He shouldn't be.
But think about that. Dwight Howard's a Hall of Famer.
No.
Dwight Howard's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's a 3-time block champ. That's what it is.
AD's
3-time defensive player of the year, right?
Dwight Howard is a Hall of Famer.
Defensive.
Chris Paul is a Hall of Famer. Giannis is probably going to be a Hall of Famer just for getting the Bucks a ring.
Giannis is a Hall of Famer without the ring, dog. He has the potential of going down as a GOAT for an entirely different reason.
But this is what I'm saying with all of that. I've talked about 2 teams. There's still 28 teams in the league that potentially have Hall of Famers on them or Hall of. That's why I say, like, do you have to upgrade the Hall of Fame criteria, right? Because guys weren't doing it at this clip back then.
Hey, Ringo, here's an interesting fact. So Giannis is 27, which is wild to me. He's 27.
It's not more wild than Steven Adams being 25.
No, yeah, it's never gonna be more. Yeah, Steven Adams is still 25.
Say what?
I said it's not more wild than Steven Adams being 25.
Steven Adams been 25 since he came in.
So Giannis is 27.
Yeah.
In 8 years, this is his resume. 5-time All-Star.
I know what the resume is. Ken religiously runs it down to me and Pat
and for the chat at this point.
Yeah.
5-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA, all 2013 All-Rookie. Hold on. 4-time All-Defensive, 6 Most Improved Player, Defensive Player of the Year, All-Star MVP, 2-time regular season MVP, Finals MVP, NBA champ, and now he's on the top 75 list. That's an 8-year span. To go from most improved, from all rookie to most improved, all defensive player of the year. The only thing he doesn't have right now is a scoring title.
Hey,
If he gets a
still.
scoring title and he gets blocks, he can probably be the first player. He needs a scoring title and he needs a block champ. And I think he'll be the first player to accomplish what he's accomplished in the history of basketball.
He's
in
always
the
gonna
time
be.
span if he does it within the next 2 years.
Nah, I got you. But nah, he's always gonna be better than AD to me. I feel like that's the difference. Like AD, like after that, when AD said that he had nothing else to prove, and you see Giannis is still out here like hungry, like
Giannis still improving his game.
Dog, how do you not have anything to prove when you have one ring?
That's just what he said. He
Dog,
got
no,
NBA
you do have
champ.
something to prove because you didn't do it by yourself. You didn't do it as like you're on a loaded team. No matter what you say, if I put up the list of who's on your team right now, you have one of the most loaded teams in history.
Finished.
Hey, by the way, real quick, just for
season.
anybody who's saying Dwight Howard is a Hall of Famer, you need to go fact check yourself. Or isn't a Hall of Famer, you need to go fact check yourself. Dwight Howard was a Hall of Famer 10 years ago.
That's a fact.
Dwight Howard was a Hall of Famer 10 years ago. He just kept playing.
That is a fact.
So,
Dwight Howard was crazy. Anytime Shaq hates on you so hard because you about to take the name Superman from him.
Nah, you know what? It's that he didn't give him the name. You gotta. I agree with that. You tried to take the name Superman. You can't take the name Superman, especially if you're not playing better than I did.
No, well, I mean, he didn't take it. He just dunked the ball and Muggs was like,
he was doing the whole Superman thing before that. He just did that in the dunk contest to like be cool. Now I will say, if we're gonna call somebody Superman, Dwight's more built like him. So to this day.
Hey, I would say this. Giannis definitely looked like Superman to me.
But here's the thing, right? Not to go too deep in the stats, but we're talking about 3 potential Hall of Famers on Brooklyn. 1 potential Hall of Famers. Huh?
Those are Hall of Famers. All of them are in the Hall.
One potential Hall of Famer on Philly right now. 1 potential Hall of Famer on Milwaukee right now. One potential Hall of Famer on Miami right now. Kyle Lowry probably gets in.
Yep.
I agree. I agree, but only ring in Toronto history gets you a lot of love. A lot of love.
Right,
Hall of Fame love.
Plus longest tenure member. He was the longest tenure member.
This is the NBA Hall of Fame is very like, yeah.
They put a fan in.
Like there's right, you know what I'm saying? The Raptors fan is in the NBA Hall of Fame. Like there's
hey, his story is crazy though.
But Phoenix has a Hall of Famer on it. Golden State has 3 Hall of Famers on it.
They got 2.
Utah has a who?
D-Book, when it's all said and done.
Okay, well that's when it's all said and done.
D-Book ain't a Hall of Famer right now.
Into the league.
Stop playing right now. He ain't a Hall of Fame.
Yeah, D-Book is 4 years into the league. I can't give him that yet, but he might work his way into that. He might work his way into that. I'm not saying he can't. Right now on Golden State, you've got 3 guaranteed Hall of Famers. On Utah, you've got a guaranteed Hall of Famer in Rudy Gobert. I don't like it, $200 million, but he's definitely going to the Hall for what he's doing.
Oh, wait. He's worth his $200 million. We've already had this debate.
Hey, this season I give you that. This season he's balling right now. This season, he's balling right now. Dallas right now, I can't give it to him yet, but Luka's probably going. I can't give it to him yet, though.
Rudy's going to go just because he had the international fame before, too.
Denver, I can give it to him. Jokic won the MVP over a lot of big names. He's going to go to the Hall. Clippers got
Should be MVP this year, too.
PGHOF?
No.
No
Not.
ring. No ring is tough. No,
Not.
literally at this point, it's if you have a ring or if you don't,
Not.
or if you have MVP or
you
if you don't.
nicknamed yourself Playoff P.
Jay saying Draymond's not a lock for a Hall of Fame. Cap, he's going.
Stop it.
Oh, that's cap.
He's going.
That's cap.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Do we need to upgrade the criteria for the Hall of Fame?
No, not in that situation. Draymond
listen.
deserves to go there because he's the only reason why that team clicks.
No,
that
agree.
team without
I agree
Draymond
with you.
lost the championship.
I agree with you. I agree with you. But look, Clippers have one guaranteed. If they win a ring, maybe two of PG. If PG wins a ring, he's probably going to the Hall. Portland or LA has 4 on their team, 5 on their team right now. Portland has Dame Lillard, Dwight, Melo, AD, Bron, Russ. 5 Hall of Famers on their team right now. Portland has Dame Lillard. He's probably going to the Hall. Actually, I tweaked. No, I didn't. I was gonna say LA, but LA probably not Hall of Fame.
Andre Iguodala is probably going to go to the Hall of Fame too.
That's another one. Andre Iguodala's probably going to the
MVP.
Hall. Pelicans don't have one unless you just put Zion Williamson in there. Oh, I didn't even think about that. D Rose is going to the Hall of Fame. So the Knicks got one.
There's no MVP that's not made the Hall of Fame.
Bro,
D Rose is
he's the youngest MVP.
D Rose is gonna make the Hall of Fame.
I think no, okay. I'm not even trying to be funny. I think he at least got to get a 6-man. Like I think the 6-man solidified.
I think D Rose was robbed of the 6-man, to be honest with you.
And then he really was.
I think he was robbed of the 6-man.
I think he got to get a 6-man.
Okay, if he does, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not sure.
This is. I'm reading you a list of players that are some people that aren't even in the playoffs right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but there's Hall of Famers on their team. Like, and that's just the NBA. I can go through every sport and do that. I can go through the NFL and do that. I can go through the NHL. I can go through MLB. Mike Trout's going to the Hall of Fame. He ain't played half his career.
Hey, listen.
Every sport, like the criteria continues to increase, or the talent continues to increase, but the criteria to make it does not.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
With Mike Trout,
at the same time, it's almost
Mike
like
Trout. He is the only one without plausible. Like he would go in anywhere. Like dog, whenever you keep eclipsing the season that you just had with an even better season, and it's better than the Hall of Famers that came before you. Like
if Mike Trout, I tell Muzz,
he's the greatest baseball player of all time.
If Mike Trout can stay healthy, Mike Trout's the greatest baseball player of all time, 100%. I told Kid that when he came on the show, he was like, "That's a big claim, dog."
Bro,
and I just ran down his numbers.
That's not a big claim. Have you seen his numbers?
Yeah, but the thing is, he can't stay healthy.
He can't stay healthy.
He can't stay healthy.
He's in the wrong market, bro.
He's in a horrible market. LA baseball is so dumb. Baseball is just dumb. The best player on Mike Trout could legitimately walk down the street. Kid, would you know who he is?
Only because you mentioned him so many times.
Dog, I've mentioned him a bunch of times. I've mentioned him a bunch of times.
If he walked, didn't realize it.
If he walked down the street past me and a group of people, I'd be like, "That's a tall white gentleman." And as he got past me, I'd be like, "Wait, was that Mike Trout?" But it'd be too late. like honestly, you know what I'm saying? Like
6'8", 235, bro. And legitimately runs.
Mike Trout is 6'8".
Yeah, 6'8" to 6'6", one of them.
That's a big difference.
I'm about to. Dude, dog, hold on.
That's a big difference, dog.
What is
6'8", 235, 6'8"?
That man's 6'2", dog. Come on.
Yeah, dog. What you talking about, dog?
I was about to say, I know he ain't no 6'8". Good Lord. I was about to say he in the wrong sport. Then he needs to go ahead and play for the Clippers or something like that. He don't need to be in no other market.
Just giving out 6'8" like it's normal, dog. He said 6'8", 235. What?
And the crazy thing is, he's still 30.
He's still 30. He's still mad
young. For another 10 years. That's what
legitimately. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what I
Like,
love about baseball. They pass out them 10-year contracts. And I'm like, dang, that's a long time. Then I realize they really don't do nothing for like half the game.
yeah.
That's a lot of
Baseball,
standing around for a long time.
baseball is all about how long your coordination lasts. It's wild to like you think about it, like baseball is probably the hardest sport in the world to play because you got to take a round ball and a round bat and hit it square.
No, ain't no sport harder than hockey out here for me, dog.
Hockey
Hey,
is different for me.
it's
Hockey
football
is
players on
hard.
skates trying to hit a puck on a white surface going about 50 miles an hour every time it gets hit.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. No,
probably
dog.
the
That's
toughest.
tough.
Hockey probably the toughest.
On top of that, you get pushed and hit as if you're playing without the skates.
Hey, Baki said Ringo out here saying Brian playing baseball in disguise.
Hey, it's been a long
Was
day.
that Mike
man.
Trout or Brian in whiteface?
Dog. I've seen my wife's mom did some physical therapy, was part of a physical therapy group, and she had to do the Blackhawks.
Yeah.
And she was like, I've never seen so many tall people in my life with so many different ailments. She's like, everyone like is missing a whole row of teeth, basically.
Oh yeah, they're nuts. They must fight through it. You know, like if the NBA did with if the NBA did half of what the NHL did, you wouldn't be able to say nothing about none of them players. The Blackhawks had a dude that took a puck to the face, finished the Stanley Cup. There's a dude that played with a punctured lung. There's a dude that played with what did he break? He broke his femur? Something like that. Who else?
Your femur and still play.
Kept going. Who else? Oh, in the Miracle on Ice, Buddy broke it. The goalie broke his leg.
Yeah.
Finished the game.
How you finished the game with a broken leg?
I don't know. hey,
Nah, hockey is first of all, hockey is just different off the rip because if you could just walk up to me, you want to go away? Sure. Like
hey, hockey. We will do this one day when we react to hockey highlights.
Dog.
Hockey highlights are the funniest highlights in the world. Where they are mic'd up, it's just like, first off, they trash talk is not just like regular trash talk. Like, oh, I'm going to do you up on the court. Them must be like, your career's over, bud. You're going back to the AHL. You'll be out of the league in a year.
We're not finna ignore this comment right here.
Hey.
Which one?
A hockey player caught. Well, I knew this was a possibility, but he called a skate to the neck or face.
Yeah, he didn't finish the game.
Dog, that's toughest sport right there.
He didn't finish the game, though. He left. He left the game.
It's like
because he was bleeding. Like he caught like Buddy. I don't remember who it was, but like they hit the player and it knocked him off balance, so his leg came up. And when his leg came up, the blade hit like right here.
Oh my God, is that guy alive?
Yeah, he alive. He went to the hospital. It missed all like the major arteries and all that, but yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah, I mean that they legit like hockey is like. Cause what's the one clip we seen? Buddy was like, "Hey man, it's the third period. I ain't had a fight all night. You trying to go? Sure."
Legit, bro. Oh, it's the greatest. It's the greatest clips of all time, bro. They just
they be so nice with it. Yeah,
hey Donnie,
I'll fight you.
Hey buddy, you trying to have a Donnybrook? Yeah, let's do it. All right, cool. They fight. They punch the heck out of each other. They both get up. Hey, good one, bro. Go to the penalty box for 5 minutes. Yeah, needed a breather. But fam, they trash talk is not funny. you know, like you hear Draymond trash talk. Like Draymond be like, they don't love you like that. You ain't Kobe. Like that's funny. Now they trash talk is personal. They be like, you'll be out of the league in a year. Your bank account will be negative. Jesus, dog. Like he can't feed his family. Hey, but hey, I hope you lose that leg on the way to the hospital. Jesus.
I guess it's time to pivot off of that topic right there.
Hey man, let's get these picks in, dog. Let's get these picks for the bowl in, dog. And the picks are higher this week. Now I haven't added any scores up, so you know what I'm saying. But it's all bets are off for this week, right? To get to the Super Bowl. Probably should add these scores up before I do this. But 3 points for picking the winning team this week. 6 points for picking the right score. So if you're out of it, you can get back into it.
Oh, well, guess what? I'm 4-0 last week, so I know.
I definitely think AD's out of it. Yeah, Ringo was struggling last week. I'm not going to lie.
4-0, baby. 4-0.
Ringo was struggling last week.
And almost had to score deadlocked on one of them. I did have the score
Hey man. First off, I give y'all the Bengals one and the Titans one, but like I don't regret the second day games.
You may not regret it. You was wrong.
Hey,
hey, listen. You don't regret saying they should change the overtime rule. You're
Tom
wrong.
Brady, bro. You can't cook me off. It's just a preference. It's just a preference. They need the ball, man. Look, we not doing this again.
This man's still spicy. No, you know what's crazy, right? I really think the Niners beat the Rams. I think San Francisco goes back to the Super Bowl. I think that the Chiefs are salty that the Bengals beat them, and they're going to blitz all night. I got Niners Chiefs in the bowl rematch. That's what I'm going with. But final score, Niners Rams. I'm going low scoring, dog. I'm going to say 21-18 Niners win. It's the only way they're going to win. 21-18 Niners win. What y'all going with?
So
I got Rams with the blowout. I know I said all that smoke about Jimmy. I had a feeling about Jimmy G, and I do. In the back of my mind, something says Jimmy G is going to make you regret this. But at the same time, guess what? Kind of don't care. I sent a random text to the wrong thread about Saturday.
I was very confused about what happened there.
Yeah, no, somebody was asking me about something posting on a particular day. I got the Rams. All right, not blowing out, but I got the Rams 24 to a 49ers 17. But I got Stafford in the Super Bowl. I'm not going against Patrick Mahomes. I saw what he did with 13 seconds and a couple timeouts. I hope the Bengals can do something, but guess what? I'm not expecting Joey B to outdo a Patrick Mahomes.
It's not Joey B, it's Joe Shiesty.
Hey, Joe Shiesty, whatever his name is.
Joey B.
Joe
the fact that he has this many.
Josh Allen absolutely played a. Josh Allen played a literally a legendary game and took a L. You can't play better than Josh Allen played, unless you're Patrick Mahomes. There's not a QB alive that can say they played a game as complete as that one.
I told my pops, bro, he gonna have to see me. He gonna have to see me at the bus.
Oh yeah, you a nemesis at this point,
bro. You a nemesis. You gotta see me at the bus, dog.
Yeah, you a nemesis at this point for sure.
Listen, if I'm him, I'm like, I can't wait till the season starts. Every single time I see him, I want to play defense now. let me get a hit in. I got to get this back. I want my leg back now. Anyway, no, I don't see the Bengals beating that. Now, do I want it to be a good game? Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a shootout, but I don't think they have what it takes to overcome that. If they do, great. It's a great story, but I doubt it. We saw some of the best that should have been the Super Bowl. Chiefs versus Bills should have been a Super Bowl.
That probably was a Super Bowl. To me, unless the Rams make it, that's gonna be the best game we're gonna see.
Because I want Chiefs and Rams, and
if the 49ers make it versus the Chiefs are gonna gun roll them mugs.
Yeah,
they're gonna be like,
let that happen again.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna come down there. The Chiefs are gonna roll them mugs.
The Chiefs want the 49ers in the Super Bowl so bad.
Yeah,
I gotta get my leg back.
For me,
no, they wanted Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl so bad.
For selfish reasons, 2018 Rams Chiefs, that regular season game.
Yeah.
I just want to see that in the Super Bowl because I feel like that's gonna be a heck of high scoring. I do got the Rams beating the Niners, 27-20. The Chiefs and Bengals, I got the Chiefs winning 31-27. But something tell me like they beat them already, and if Joe Shiesty got the ball in his hand, driving the last 2 minutes, the Bengals might win this game.
I don't. This is the thing, right? I don't feel super confident that Pat Mahomes is gonna blow out the Bengals. I just don't. I think it's gonna be a close game. Now watch this. This is the game where the Chiefs just dog stomp somebody. But I think this is gonna be like they up 50-0 going into the half. But I think this is gonna be a close game. So what'd you have, Ringo? You had Rams 28-20.
No, I said 27-20 Rams, 31-27 Bengals. I mean,
right.
31-27 Chiefs. My fault.
And then Chiefs 31-27. I got to write this down now because Ringo, see, this is the thing y'all don't know, right? So I'm
put it in the chat. Put it in the chat.
Put yours in the chat. Ringo, type yours in the chat because Ringo gonna change all the score. He picked all the same winners, but after the show over, he gonna change all the scores. He like, the game ain't happened yet. I'm like, Ringo, you said it on tape.
I don't got time to think about it. Like,
you know what?
He was like, I'm gonna switch all these scores. I'm like, you can't switch the scores. For me, I'm gonna go Chiefs over Bengals. I think we get another high scoring affair. I'm gonna go 40-42. I'm gonna go same score as last time. I'm gonna ride with that score again. 42-30. I went 42-35. I'm gonna go 42-35. 42-35.
42 points.
I was off 1 point last time. It took overtime to get there, but I was off 1 point last time.
Right, Kid was in the chat talking about some man.
Kid was talking spice. He was like, I told y'all they was gonna win by it. And I was like, but I called this within 1 point. He was like, man, forget you, man. Everybody think about that.
Hey, but I called it going 4-0. Put some respect on my name.
What'd I go?
Dog, I went 5-0 the week before. That ain't nothing special.
Bengals, Chiefs, 49ers. The only one I went 3-1. I had Buccaneers. I had the Buccaneers winning that one.
Man, you was about to be 4-0 on that. Kid knew he was sweating.
And Kid was definitely sweating. And Kid came back cocky too. He came real Dan Orlovsky at the end.
Bro,
that mug came back. He was like, I told y'all, Matty Ice. Ice. That's the real Matty Ice. I was like, whoa.
You know what it was. Hey, Muggs on Twitter was like, hey, don't think we ain't forget about Friday. So we at your head.
Hey,
they tried to come at me, but guess what? Who still got that dub? I did. Who still doubled down? I did. Who'll do it again? I will. Stop playing with me.
Hey, that man said, I bet Matthew Stafford don't go 27. Don't blow a 27-3 lead.
He didn't blow it. He didn't blow it because guess what?
He did blow it because it was tied.
He blowing the lead. Defense. All I know is this. He got the ball back. He got the drive. He got the field goal. That's all that matters, baby.
I agree with you there.
All that matters. I didn't say how he would win. I just said he wouldn't blow it. He did not blow it.
I agree with you there.
At no point was he down.
You were
sweating. Not down at any point in the game.
You were sweating a little bit.
When you're down, you've blown the lead.
You were sweating a little bit.
Hey, I'll tell you.
I wasn't.
Bro, you was capping.
Dog, I was not sweating. I'm trying to tell you I wasn't.
Yo, this man.
When I saw that he came back. Hold on. When I saw that Tom Brady came back. Oh, yeah, it's there. It's there. You petty for that. You real petty for that. When I saw that he came back, though, the first thing I said is, who has the ball? Because I left. Came back. Who has the ball? I saw Matt Stafford had the ball. I was like, all right, this is game.
Yo,
hey, dog.
That's exactly what happened. Came back. Tom Brady caught up.
It was so funny to me because it was like the second he sent that tweet, they fumbled. Like literally like 2 minutes after this tweet came out, the Rams fumbled and Brady instantly threw a touchdown. And I'm just like, fam, nah. He just slowly start coming back. I'm like, if he this tweet will live in infamy if he loses this game. It's more funny that he because he won the game.
But he
But
didn't
dog,
lose.
it's like, gee,
Hey, listen,
ain't no
listen.
way.
How would
Ain't
we
no way,
respond if
boy.
he lost? I guess we'll never know.
Hey man,
Nah.
hey, that was priceless, dog. Well, he did blow the lead.
Whatever you say. I guess we'll never know.
He did blow the lead.
He blew it.
He blew
Guess
the
we'll
lead.
never
blew it.
know.
Oh,
blew it.
we know he blew the lead. We saw that.
We'll never know what it feels like to blow the lead and not make it to the next round. Because guess what? Unlike the other Matty Ice, this Matty Ice is moving on.
Hey, listen.
Hey, let's
and
just hope
honestly,
this
dog.
Matty Ice make the Super Bowl at least.
He gonna make the Super Bowl, dog.
We gonna see. We gonna see. Rob from the Contender chimed in. He said he's got San Francisco beating the Rams 16-13. Low scoring game there. I agree with that. I think that's the only way to beat the Rams. I don't think you can let Matthew Stafford get 21 points and win that game. And then KC 38-24 over Cincy. 28-34 over Cincy.
I just think
38-34,
38-20.
38-24. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. I had a stroke. Don't worry about it.
I think Cincy just playing with house money, bro.
Hey, Mike Davidson said, "Kid on his LeVar Ball never lost.
Never lost.
Never took a loss.
Undefeated.
Never lost." Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. If y'all ain't done so, man, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. We do this Monday through Friday every morning. This is a Freestyle Friday. That's why you see us being more free. Well, all right, Steph just dip out. Jeez, you could have sent me a message or something. Good Lord. But no, man, appreciate y'all for showing love and rocking with us at that point, man. Let's keep it pushing, man. Let's keep the show going. We got our picks in. Here's a question for you based off of those picks, though, right? Here's a question for you based off of those picks. Two things. Right now, where do we rank Joey B, Joey Slick, whatever you want to call it, among quarterbacks? And if he gets the Bengals to a Super Bowl in his second season, where does it elevate him to?
Can you do me a favor? Can you pull up the list of quarterbacks?
I can do so.
I know that's putting you on the spot a little bit. Sorry about that.
Oh, you all good?
But that kind of helps us like keep track of who we like ranking where. If we like have a list of at least 20 quarterbacks to kind of rank them. Joey B for me is a top 15 quarterback.
Safe bet. Let's see here.
Probably top 10 quarterback. Fringe on the 10. Which is not bad. I mean, it's a really good thing.
Fam, why? I'm just trying to pull up the
Right,
class.
let's see who I would have. I got Russ. I got Russ, Tom, Dak, Derrick. Aaron, Matt, Allen, Mahomes, Watson.
Okay.
Lamar. I would have him as 11th.
Let me zoom on this here.
I would have him as
Share
11th.
the screen.
No, I can't say Deshaun because Deshaun didn't play this season. Although I still think he's the best QB in the league when he's playing. I think everybody's playing for second if he's playing. Yeah, I would say he's about 10. He's a top 10 QB. I would have him about 9 or 10. You can argue. There's an argument. Hey, Javier, that's a daggone lie. It's a daggone lie. Russ has some seasons. Russ was what 35-7 in 2018 since the Legion of Boom. With 3,800.
So here's your quarterbacks here. Here's your quarterbacks here.
We showing
big love to the.
This year,
the
he was
question
injured.
on the table is, if Joey B can get the Bengals to the Super Bowl, one, where do you rank him now, and where would you rank him if he gets the Bengals? Because just getting this Bengals team to a Super Bowl, we live in a city where offensive line means a lot. Just getting the Bengals to a Super Bowl means a lot. Because he is getting hit every down.
He's the most sacked QB. He's been the most sacked QB all season.
So I'm gonna put it to you like this. So you got Patrick, you got Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, and then
he's like your top 12.
I would put Joe Burrow. I would put Joe Burrow right in there because all these QBs on this list, and then I would drop Matthew Stafford right below that because he has more wins right now than half of these. He has more playoff wins right now than half of these QBs on this list.
He's got more than Dak, don't he?
He got more than Dak.
Oh, he might have the same as Dak.
He has more than Dak. I just looked it up. Dak has a 1-2 playoff record. Joe Shiesty got 2 wins.
I'm not saying Joe Burrow's better than Matthew Stafford because
I would put him top 10, but he's definitely 6.
Well, this is the thing, right? So this is ESPN's ranking. They've got him top 5. They also have 6. Justin Herbert top 5. Justin Herbert to me is not is based off numbers and stuff like that. But they've got him top 5 quarterback in the NFL right now. Is Joey B top 5 right now?
Joey B top 6.
Joey B's top 5 at this very moment because he's one of the only.
No. This is an older article, right? Well, he's one of the 4 left.
One of the 4 left.
But this is an older article, so this is before the season ends here. So this is right now Joey B top 5. Some of the guys who are outside of that top 12, we got Kirk Cousins, Mac Jones, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Jimmy Garoppolo, Matt Ryan, Fields, Wilson. You know what I'm saying?
How
now you're starting to get
so high.
Because they were on an 8-game winning streak.
First of all, timeout. This is ESPN. Why are we taking this serious?
Yeah.
Because they got Tua over Trevor Lawrence.
So just to get the names out on the screen. You know what I'm saying? We can't take it too serious.
Listen, I'm just saying that Tua shouldn't even be on the list. Tua is like number 34.
He getting the Mitch treatment. Mitch is a worse quarterback than 2 backup quarterbacks.
Hey man.
So I mean, I'm like, is Joey B top 5 for y'all?
No, he's not top 5 for me.
Okay,
Joey
I'm saying it
top 5 for me.
He got more wins than an MVP.
Russ is still top 5 to me.
Hey, all right, let's walk it down. Steph, is he better than Aaron Rodgers?
No, he's
not better than Aaron. Not better than
Patrick Mahomes.
No, he's not
better than Tom Brady.
No,
not better than Tom
Brady. Is he better than Josh Allen?
That's where you start to ask that question.
That's a no for me because the only reason Josh Allen is not in the playoffs now is because he had to overcome the most legendary of games.
So what's that? That's 4. That's 4, right?
Hey, I agree with you. But Joey B did.
But Joey B didn't have to deal with that.
Joey B beat the Chiefs this year, though. Actually, it was a similar kind of game.
Joey
was a very back and forth
in a regular season game early in the season. He didn't do it in playoff
at
football.
The end of the season.
Don't do that.
They did this right before the playoffs.
He went toe-to-toe with Patrick.
Playoff football.
He didn't do it with playoff football, but they were absolutely trying to win that game for the top.
I want to tell you. I'm gonna tell you this. Real quick. Pump your brakes a little bit because I'm gonna let you know right now. They have to play this weekend. Anything you got to say can't really be used against you in the court of law. I'm letting you know right now. If you sit there and talk big and bad about Joey B and the Chiefs how the regular season matters, and they get smoked this weekend, you will not live it down until next season.
Bro, listen.
If they had to win this weekend, it still happened.
They had to beat the Chiefs to win the division. Miss me.
Yeah,
they have to what?
They had to beat the Chiefs to even get here
to win the division. You can miss me.
Listen, I hear you. I really don't care. You want to know why? Because I'm not talking about Joey B having a legendary game. You know who I'm talking about having legendary games? Patty Melt. That's what I'm talking about.
But what we're
Patrick
saying
Mahomes.
is,
Bro,
what we're
it's not
saying is,
his name ain't
Joey.
Patty Mel. That's just
What we're
15,
saying
dog.
is, Joey B came out on the winning side of Pat Mahomes having a game very
Right,
similar
and
to the one he just
did
had
the same
versus
thing.
Josh Allen.
They did the same
That
thing.
game was not the same.
What?
It was a good game, but
Did
it
you
was not
look
the
at the
same.
game?
It was a good game.
Did you look at the game?
It was a different finish. It didn't come down to 13 seconds, but that game was very similar to what we saw versus Josh
It was
Allen.
a good game, but it ain't the same. I saw the game, but guess what? You want to know why I say you want to know why I say that?
You can't
Because
say
if
you saw the
everyone
game
wants
and
to
then
sit
turn
there
around
and
and say
say,
that.
"Did you see the game? It was the same game. It was just as good." We wasn't saying that a week ago when we just said this was the best game we've ever saw. When the world just said this is the best football game I've ever watched, none of
Best
you
playoff
Negroes
game.
said that this. Oh, what about the Cincinnati game?
Yeah, but that's recency bias, of course.
Well, whatever. Nah.
Why would I say that?
Nah.
So do
Hey,
we
it
not?
just happened.
Do we
wrap it
not?
up.
Do
It
we
just
not?
happened.
Do
Wrap
we
it up.
not? Do we
It's
not?
either the best
engage-
game you
do
ever
we-
saw or not. It was the
do we
best game
not
I had
engage-
ever seen.
Do we
34
not?
Bar
engage in
none is the best game I've ever
Do
seen.
do we not engage in recency bias?
No, absolutely.
Hey, listen, you wasn't
that was
talking
recency
about
bias.
recency bias until
Yes or
that man
no?
above
Yes
you
or
just
no?
said it.
Yes or
I ain't
no?
trying to hear nothing you
listen.
talking about.
Hey, listen. It still goes down. It still goes down as one of the best playoff games I've ever seen. But you can't tell me 34-31 and they're scoring tutties the entire game. By the way, Joe Burrow absolutely bringing his team back in the fourth quarter wasn't exciting to watch.
Oh, it was exciting to watch. It wasn't 25 points in a minute and 25 seconds.
No, it wasn't. But it's still.
That's
it's
all
still
I'm saying.
What I'm saying
it was
is
a good game. It was a close game. It wasn't the same type of game with the same stakes on in hand. It wasn't.
for
it
the
wasn't a
Bengals.
winner
It
go home game.
was.
It was for Cincinnati.
Bro,
It wasn't for the
For the
Chiefs.
That was
Bengals,
a
it
playoff
was. But
game,
that's the
dog.
team that matters.
Hey, listen, but it wasn't for the Chiefs.
But
This is
that's
a
the
winner
team
go
that
home
matters.
game
Bro,
for the
time
Chiefs.
out. That's cap. Yes, it was because if the Titans would have lost, they absolutely would have got the number
They
one
would have had the
seed.
top seed.
That's
They'd have
cap.
a bye week, so they needed
That's
that
cap.
win. That's why Pat Mahomes played the whole game.
That's cap. Thank you.
Otherwise, they'd have benched him at halftime. They'd have did him like they did A-Rod. And Pat Mahomes had a down day for himself too. Now still a down day, 2 touchdowns, 259 yards there. Hey,
His down day is better than your favorite players.
Hey, his down day is better than your. I was just about to say it. But Joe Burrow, dog, 30 for 39, 446 yards, 4 tutties. That was a big day for them.
Look,
That's a
it's
big game.
great
Listen.
game. I'm not taking it away from him. I never said it wasn't a good game. I never said he didn't ball out. I never said any of those things. What I did say was it wasn't the same game in the sense of what's at stake in the playoffs. It's not a playoff game, and it definitely wasn't the same finish by any stretch of the imagination.
No, it
So at
wasn't the
that
same
point-
finish. I'm not saying it was.
But so at this point, for me to say, hey, that was a better game, that's not an egregious statement. It was a better game.
Yeah, but
It was
what
a
you're
wild finish, a better game. And guess what? You saw both quarterbacks at the top of their game.
Uh-huh.
Patrick Mahomes didn't have a bad game. He had a bad game against Cincinnati, but he didn't have a bad game. You saw him on his game all the way through. You saw
No,
Josh Allen
I
on his
give
game.
you-
They broke an NFL record in the game.
I agree with you. I'm not taking nothing away from the game. I'm not taking nothing away from how Josh Allen played. What I'm saying is Joe Burrow dueled with this man in a similar fashion and came out on the winning end in a game that did have a lot of importance on it for both teams in that game. You can't take away the importance of that moment.
I'm not taking it away. I just said it wasn't the same.
I agree with you. It's not the same. It's not the
Cincinnati
same
needed
as
that
playoff
game.
intensity.
It was a good game. It was a close game. It
Yeah.
wasn't a playoff game.
It's not the
That's
same
not,
as
and to
playoff
me, that's what
intensity.
matters.
Well, for the Bengals, it was.
It wasn't because it wasn't in the playoffs.
Bro,
No,
you
for the
still have to
Bengals-
lock up
for the
I
Bengals,
get,
it was for their
all the
playoff
context
life.
you're
What
trying
does
to
it
put
matter?
into it,
You
but
had
was it
to-
a playoff game?
You
For
had
the
to win that
Bengals,
That's
game.
a yes
for
or
their
no.
playoff
No,
life.
it wasn't. So move on. It wasn't a playoff game.
For the Bengals, it's for their playoff life. That importance is high.
According to you all, so was the other game for KC. Guess what? It doesn't matter. That's a nuanced thing. This is in the playoffs now. Best
Oh
game
my
with
God,
the stakes are different right now. So at this point,
Yeah,
moving
but
forward,
that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is for the Bengals, the stakes weren't different. The Bengals aren't here if they don't win that game.
Right. So then they
The Bengals are not in this position to play the AFC. The Bengals have been in the playoffs since the last 2 weeks of the season. They needed every single game to get in.
I'm happy they got it.
And the thing is,
I'm happy they got it, so they can be in this
they've
situation
already
to
beat.
get
They've already
smacked
beaten them
this weekend.
They've already beaten them. So it's
And
like
guess what? I don't care.
They're not
They're about
coming
to
in the
get
game
smacked
nervous. They playing
this
with house
weekend.
money.
It's
I don't
not
know if they-
essentially a
hey, listen,
playoff
I don't
game.
know if they playing
It's
with
not
house
a
money.
playoff game.
I don't know if they playing with house money. I ain't gonna lie to you.
They're not playing with house
Hey,
money.
listen,
Nobody expected them to be here.
Because beating the Chiefs does not mean you're gonna beat the Chiefs again. Beating the
No,
Chiefs mean you pissed them off, and now they really want to dog stomp you down. That's what it means.
That's true, but nobody expected them to be here.
Hey, listen, I didn't expect them to be here either, but that don't mean
just
that,
because
that don't mean you playing with house money
does
because
not
you beat
mean-
them.
Chase made 2 offseason moves.
Just because you overachieve does not give you a guaranteed win.
I'm-
The Bengals are overachieving. right now.
I'm sorry.
It's a Cinderella story of
pick the
Cinderella
Bengals to win
stories
the
this
game?
season. Let's call a spade a spade. It's a very good feel-good thing.
I don't think they
You
overachieving.
expect
No,
Patrick
it-
Mahomes to
it-
be
it
here.
is,
You
but
didn't
you-
think Joe Burrow would even sniff this far into the playoffs.
I don't think they overachieving because I think they were the better team in every game they played. The Titans, I told y'all coming into this, the Titans weren't the number 1 seed that they were hailed as. Titans, I was like, it's going to rely on
You just don't like Ryan
Fitzpatrick.
Tannehill.
Or Ryan
No,
Tannehill.
because
Yeah,
Ryan Tannehill was butting. He was justified in
but
saying what
Ryan
he said.
Tannehill's been butt. This is not new. Every season we go into the
Ryan
playoffs
Tannehill's pretty
relying
cold.
on Ryan Tannehill's arm, and guess what Ryan Tannehill do? Yeah. To the other team.
And he could have absolutely just took it in overtime.
Let's call a spade though. You mean to tell me, Ringo, you had Joe Burrow in the AFC Championship game, basically in his second season. That's what you had,
Bro.
Jamar Chase's first season. That's what you had.
Once I saw
Don't
him
cap
against
like
the
that.
Titans,
That's what you had.
No, but I'm saying.
Can you put the list of the what's the name up again of the teams? You didn't have them going this far. We expected Patrick Mahomes to be here. Joe Burrow visiting. Let's not call a spade. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's not cap on that. Joe Burrow visiting. You expect Patrick Mahomes to be here. That's why he gets $500 million.
Bro, has he been shook?
Is that not why he gets $500 million?
Has he been shook in any of the games he's played this year?
I don't care if he's been shook. You know who also didn't look shook? Mac Jones half the season. I don't care. It doesn't mean anything. You expected Patrick Mahomes to be here. Joe Burrow visiting.
When they dropped 47 on them, it don't matter.
It does matter. It's called expectation. You didn't expect him to be here. I'm happy he's here. I'm happy to see the young man win. But you didn't expect him to be here.
I'm glad that they're here. Now
I expect them to be here because I knew they was going to beat the Raiders, and I knew they was going to beat the Titans. That's the only path here.
I had them beating the Titans. I didn't know they was going to beat the Raiders.
I knew he was going to beat.
I know he was going to beat the Raiders.
I knew he was going to beat the Raiders.
I called. That's one of the games I lost. I had them beating the Bengals.
Hey, of course you will believe that. You think that Derrick Carr can do the same thing Aaron Rodgers can? Come on now.
Okay, maybe that was a little cap, but I do believe he's a better QB than you give him credit for. And I do believe my take on that you backtrack from. That's how you move the goalpost. This is how you pivot. Anyway, Joe Burrow is visiting. Patrick Mahomes belongs here. That's the expectation.
That's a good call. Hey, this is a good call by Chi-Town Javier, though. Joe Burrow's in the same spot Pat Mahomes was in 2018 against the Patriots. Absolutely.
Maybe.
That's big factual. Pat Mahomes,
guess what? Here's another interesting take. Ain't nobody expect Patrick Mahomes to be there.
That was cap.
They rolled into that season and no one expected them to get that far. You can literally look up the clips of them saying, we did not expect this to happen.
Bro, but they expected it to happen.
But the nothing. They didn't expect it to happen. He played one game the season before as a starter.
Listen.
What am I listening to? That's literally a fact. You can go pull up the tape.
Let's be honest. Chad, be honest. The Chiefs are one missed call away from them going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, let's
that Chiefs team was good. That
Let's be
Chiefs
honest.
team was good. The year
That-
before,
that-
well,
that- that-
I
that's
don't know
going.
about one missed call. They won Matt Nagy away from going to the Super Bowl. They won Matt Nagy away from going to the Super Bowl.
Like, let's be honest. Like, and you posted the clip.
It's still what the
Dan
expectations
Orlovsky very
were.
well said we could be looking at the Michael Jordan.
The
Hey,
expectations
and let y'all put
were
it.
different.
Nobody else ate when Michael Jordan ate.
2018 was his breakout season,
somebody
and
else ate.
everyone had told you.
Hey, hold
did.
up. Let us put it. Who ate when Michael Jordan ate? What no other plates at the table?
But right, I was saying nobody else ate when Mike ate. So
exactly. Hey, let's stop the cap there. First off, we gonna say let y'all put it. No, let Mike put it. Mike the one that put the plates on the table. Guess
I
what?
don't know why we go through this back and forth because that's cap. That's cap too. No one ate when Mike was eating.
Nobody ate when Mike was eating.
But when Patrick Mahomes first lit the world on fire, as the comment says,
no, my point is he was gonna watch Tom. He was gonna go to the Super Bowl. They were probably gonna win the Super Bowl that year.
Who? You talk about Alex Smith? Talk about Alex Smith?
Do you realize 2018 is
I'm talking about
what are you talking about?
In that playoff game.
In that playoff game.
What are you talking about?
The Patrick Mahomes Tom Brady playoff game.
In 2018.
Right.
No, yeah, in 2018. Yeah.
Yeah. If they make that call, Pat smokes Brady. They go to the Super Bowl.
Years off.
They're probably gonna win the Super Bowl.
He's drafted 2017. He didn't play that year, so it got to be 2018.
He played the last game.
Okay, yeah, all right. He didn't play when it mattered.
But my point is, they expected themselves to be there. Everything out of practice was he was that dude, and he lived up to that.
First of all, you saying that means absolutely nothing. I want you to do this. I want you to go to Hallis Hall right now and ask any player, do you expect to not win a Super Bowl? And I bet you all of them are going to say, of course I expect to win a Super Bowl. I'm not like all of those players expect to be there. Is it going to happen? It's totally different.
I'm just talking about what the Chiefs said they had in Pat Mahomes.
No, yeah. The coaching staff said that they knew they had something special.
The coaching staff and the players both said that. And this was before he knew how to read defenses.
So I'm looking at it right now. KC may have felt that way, and I'm happy they did. What else are you supposed to say about your starting QB?
Hey, well, he didn't have to be the starting QB. He was so good that they were like, "Hey, Alex Smith, we know you got us to the AFC title game last year, but
dog,
it's time for you to
Alex
go."
Smith also had that gruesome injury.
No, that wasn't with the Chiefs. That was after he was gone.
Was it?
Yeah, that was after he was gone that he got hurt.
Yeah. Nah, because
the Chiefs got rid of Alex Smith to let Patrick Mahomes play. Absolutely.
Either way,
Alex Smith was in the AFC title game, getting ready to go to the Super Bowl the year before.
That's right,
2017.
In 17, Alex Smith was in the AFC title game, getting ready to go to that bowl, and then Matt Nagy, Matt Nagy,
and they locked everything up, and Patrick Mahomes played.
Yeah,
that last game that year.
He played the last game of that season, and then going into 2018, they liked what they saw so much. They was like, "Hey, yo, Alex, we appreciate you for playing the work version of our game, my boy. We gonna move on though. we gonna move a different direction though." Hey, Alex, it's not you, it's us.
Yeah, the game he's bringing up is 2018.
He bringing up the 2018 playoff game with Pat Mahomes. Yeah,
again,
Pat Mahomes versus Brady.
You literally can pull it up. They knew he was gonna be good. KC can say whatever they want to say. I don't care about KC, but the world knew he was gonna be good.
That's kind of the ones that matter.
5,000 yards first year starting good.
But bro,
the world didn't know. I give you that, but I mean
the team knew
5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns, first year starting. No one predicted that.
They did.
Okay, they did know. Like you can't predict a 50 touchdown season for anybody. Bro. You can't. It's not like it's not like dropping 30 in the NBA. Like what are we talking about here? You can't do that. Like you can be as emphatic as you want to be. It's dumb because you can't predict it.
They did though.
How many
Who
people have
they?
dropped 50 touchdowns in the NFL?
No, the team.
No.
Like
How many people have dropped 50 touchdowns
the
in the
coaches
NFL?
and the players was like, yo,
Pat,
Oh yeah,
we
Kansas
since he don't
City.
want to answer the
Kansas
question,
City was
how many
on it.
people have dropped 50 touchdowns in the
no,
NFL?
I'm not saying us.
50, Peyton,
I literally
Drew.
just said the.
Aaron hasn't done it yet, has he?
Aaron has never
what was
dropped
the
50.
Aaron
question?
has
My
never
fault.
done it.
What was the
Peyton,
question? My
Drew,
fault.
Tom.
Tom just dropped it barely dropped it.
No, Tom Brady.
Tom did it once.
No, Tom's done it twice. Tom did it with Randy Moss.
Tom did it with Randy.
And didn't he just do it this year? Oh no, he was short. He was one short, right?
He only did it once.
What do you have this year?
He had 43 this year.
43 this year.
So,
Tom was slinging that thing. Tom is almost 50.
Hey, he dropped a touchdown for every year on earth.
You know what I'm saying? Like, good Lord. Tom is just good God.
You see how much? You see how long you got to think about it? It's less than 5 people.
Oh yeah,
it's a very rare thing. No one knew he was going to come in and drop 50 his first year starting with 5,000 yards.
Peyton,
it's a historic stat.
Peyton,
not the 5,000 yards, but
that's
it. I mean, no, I'm saying like
no. The 50 with the 5,000 is a historic stat.
Either way, the Chiefs knew that they had something, just like the Bengals know that they had something.
Oh, we know. We think we have something, but do we think Justin Fields going to drop 50 touchdowns of 5,000 yards when he finally does it?
We said all of them. Drew never did it. Peyton, Tom, Pat.
Yeah, Ringo. They knew he was going to be in that elite company first year.
That's the
list. They knew.
Bro, they had this man. they had this man sit on the bench for the very reason Alex Smith got traded, because he couldn't throw the ball down the field.
They knew 50 TDs first year for starting. They knew,
bro.
They knew.
All I'm saying is
it's good. They knew. I give you that. They knew.
They knew
that they. Shout out to Corey. He said Jameis gonna join the 50-50 club.
That's gonna be a
50
feat
touchdowns,
right
50 interceptions.
Hey man, that 30-30 was crazy, man.
That 30 for 30, man. Hey, a solid 28 of them interceptions were on him.
My man just said that they knew he was going to throw 50 touchdowns.
That's not what I said.
What?
That's definitely not what I said. I said they knew that they definitely had something that was different.
Okay,
he was different.
Right. Not 50 touchdowns, 5,000 yards first year different.
I will get it. Like,
okay,
there's
a difference between what you're trying to say that you were saying, what you actually said, and what actually happened. All right, what actually happened, historic, really has never happened. There's not one person in their first year starting that's done that.
I don't even think he got the MVP that year.
No, because Tom also threw 50.
Tom didn't throw 50 that year.
No, he didn't.
Tom has only thrown 51
Oh, no,
times.
Tom threw 50 2007. 2018, who got MVP?
It probably was Tom, because I think he won. It probably was Tom.
Nah, because Pat Mahomes got the MVP in 19 because he was on the cover of Madden 20.
With Tom Brady.
Nah, Madden 20, it was just him.
Pat Mahomes won the MVP in 2018.
Nice.
Huh?
Hey, listen.
Okay.
Chiefs
5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns.
Hey, yeah,
I think
you
he
better
had
win
less
the
than
MVP.
20 INTs.
You better win the MVP.
I think he had less than 20 INTs.
50 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 5,097 yards, 8.8 yards per attempt.
And then y'all kill me for saying that he's better than Aaron Rodgers.
Who kills you for saying that?
The chat.
Who said
that? I was like,
I definitely said he was better than Aaron Rodgers. They was like, hold on. I was like, wait, do you not watch the same football I watch? Like efficiency and gunslinging at the same time.
Hey, nah, I remember that year too. That mess.
I love how. Hey, listen. I love how we get in these long debates and never answer the original question. We got to stop doing that. So, where do we rank radio? Where do we rank Joey B now? And where do we put Joey B?
So Kidd,
if he gets the Bengals to the Super Bowl.
He's top 5 then. Because then if you look at it, that's 3 playoff wins, which out of everybody on that list, he definitely.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. He do got more playoff wins than most of the people in the NFL right now. That's pretty impressive. Hey,
Like-
and you know why? I would agree with you, Ringo. I got him top 10.
Like,
I got him top 10. I give Josh Allen a nod over Joey B. But
he
I
has
got him
more
6.
playoff wins than the dude that's making 40 M's right now.
Hey, listen. He's gonna have more playoff wins. He got more playoff wins than who? Who making 40 M's?
Hey, listen.
Dak.
I mean, that's cool and all, but
Oh, then
Russ in
Dak.
his second or third season had more Super Bowls than half of the people in the Hall of Fame. So I mean, like
Who?
Russell Wilson in his third year had more Super Bowls than half of the people that was considered for Hall of
Yeah,
Fame.
he got one win to another one that they absolutely sold.
Like I get it. It's very situational though. Like,
well, this is the reason I say it. We know Joey B's winning in spite of his team.
that's a fact.
We
That's a
know
pure
that he's
fact right
winning
there.
in spite of the fact that they are not keeping him alive. So to me,
whoever his OC is needs to be fired.
Well, at least the line coach.
Nah, Zach Taylor's calling plays.
Yeah, at least
he
the
needs
line
to
coach.
be
The
fired
head
because
coach
all
is
his
calling
plays
plays.
take too long to develop, and that's why he has to hold the ball so long.
But here's the thing: well, you're not gonna fire the head coach if he get you to the Super Bowl.
You're gonna fire him if you get your main asset killed.
He ain't dead yet.
That's all. That's scheme and Joey B holding the ball too long. But it's also the play design.
It's also the offensive line is terrible. They came into the league. If anything, the offensive line is better.
I mean, this is the first time I thought Greeny actually made sense.
And their defense is better too. Though.
He said Joe Burrow holds the ball on average 3 to 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time.
It's a lot of time.
So at that point, that lets me know.
Not really. Yes and no.
It is, Pat.
It's
a lot of time, dog.
It's a lot of time for the offensive line that he has. Aaron Rodgers probably holds the ball about 3 seconds.
But if he's doing it 3 to 4 seconds and he has a bad line, he's kind of setting himself up to get hurt.
But it's also that's the thing, right? Like Joey B is willing to stand in there and take the hit, which is why he looks so much better. Because if you stand in there and take the hit, your read's gonna open up.
Yeah, but your career gets short, and you look like Andrew Luck.
I agree with you.
I
agree with you. But
they'll fix the line
when mugs are getting hit and they force it because they read ain't opened up yet. Now it also helps. Like it's like Joe Burrow said. It helps having Jamar Chase. Joe Burrow is throwing to a spot and trusting that Jamar is going to be there.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot.
I give it. I give it.
It's
just bad football.
Hey, I know. We give Jamar Chase a lot of love, but T. Higgins also had over 1,000 yards.
No, yeah, definitely. He's dotting them up. He's finding his
T. Higgins. No, I'm saying he has a receiving core that he can trust. I like what's his name? It's not Uzumaki.
CJ Uzama.
Uzama. I almost said who's
the tight end. He's a good tight end.
Dog, he came on late in the year and he just been cold the whole time.
Yeah.
But to me, like I look at like if Josh Allen gets to the Super Bowl, right? I'm sitting there looking at it, I'm like, Josh Allen has the best team. Josh Allen had the best defense. He had a great offense, had a good offensive line to stay in front of him. He had a lot of things going for him. If I see Pat Mahomes get there, it's like Pat Mahomes' offensive line seemingly has improved. By the way, Kyle Long might get a Super Bowl ring this year. That's kind of crazy.
Shout out to him.
But there's a lot of factors that go into the Chiefs team. One, they've been there before. They've got the championship pedigree. You saw, man, I had to go back and watch that clip of Kelsey in the 13 seconds, literally calling the plays for Pat Mahomes to do, telling Tyreek Hill, hey, yo, listen, do this, fake it outside and then come back in and I'll block for you. Boom, quick yardage. Hey, that seam is open every time. If they play me like this, it's going to be open. And you just hear Pat Mahomes, do it, Kels. Do it, Kels. Like, having that kind of level of help on your team, none of us are stunned if Pat Mahomes gets to the Super Bowl. On the other side, I'm a little shocked. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be a little shocked if San Francisco get there. I'm picking them to win because I think their defense is that good. But Jimmy G blows my mind at this point. Like he just keeps winning. I don't get it.
Hey, I don't think that they're gonna hold up against Aaron Donald.
You notice?
But if Matthew Stafford gets there, they built this team to get there.
Every time
they traded for Von Miller,
they
traded for OBJ, they traded for Matthew Stafford. They built this team. Like we're not shocked. If Joey B gets there, we're all like, man, he really got there while getting sacked 9 times in the last game. Like that
Oh.
means a lot moving him up the quarterback rankings for me. He'd be
It
top 5 for
does.
me. He'd
It
be
does.
top 5 for me.
Like,
Hey,
but
man.
here's the thing that gets me. Is it him absolutely being top 5 just for the moment and right now? Or are we talking about
Yes.
top 5 period? Because
Yes.
you
No,
know
it's
what?
for the moment.
Depending on
Mm.
when we were
I
like, let's say
mean-
we were having this conversation when Eli was making his playoff run.
Yeah.
When Eli made his playoff run, you absolutely have to look at that like, dog, he really got to the finals.
Yeah.
I mean, the Super Bowl with this squad, and he beat the GOAT, and then he did it again.
Yeah.
Like during that nice little 4-year stretch, you couldn't tell me Eli wasn't a top 5 QB.
And then he
or
beat
top 10
Brett. He
QB.
proceeded.
You
to
couldn't
beat
tell
Brett.
Ringo either.
He
But guess what?
proceeded-
Is he in all
I'ma
actuality a top
religiously
5 or top 10
Nah.
QB?
Yeah.
No, he just had really good moments and he maximized them.
Hey,
I'ma
hey,
say it
kid.
until-
Hey,
I'ma
kid. You
say it
couldn't tell
until he-
Ringo either.
I'm gonna say it until he get to the Hall of Fame. He beat the GOAT twice. Ran
Oh,
through
he's
Brett.
He's definitely going to get to the Hall of
Ran-
Fame.
He's getting to the
He's
Hall of
ran
Fame.
top 10. He's
ran
top 10 on a
through
lot of
Brett
different lists
Favre.
for the moment. He's going to get surpassed, but for the moment, he is.
He's
ran
gonna get
through-
surpassed quickly. I'm not
ran
gonna
through,
lie. Hey,
Patrick
with
Mahomes
these
is
dudes
probably going
coming
to
up
pass him up in about
with
4 years.
with Herbert, with Pat Mahomes, Deshaun Watson.
Yo, Deshaun
Oh, no,
Watson
he-
had
nah,
so
he
many
gonna get
yards put
passed
up
up,
that he
but-
was
he
already
gonna
on
get
pace
passed
for-
up quick.
Nah, he gonna
And-
get passed up.
And see, and that goes back to our previous conversation. Do you gotta upgrade the criteria? Eli Manning absolutely is going to the Hall of Fame. Won the rings. Numbers wouldn't say you a Hall of Famer other than yards.
No, I don't think you have to upgrade the criteria because, for one, you know, what Eli accomplished was way better than what some legendary QBs before him did.
True,
Like-
but Eli's is a like Eli has big moments in those games, but it's a full team accomplishment.
Eli has like 20,000 yards on Troy Aikman,
Absolutely.
which is wild.
Absolutely.
Like,
But again,
John
that's
Elway
what I'm-
doesn't even make the top
but
10
no,
on yardage.
but no, that's what it is. You know,
Is that
it's
cap?
the
Nah, hold
it's
on.
the it's that's why I say, do you got to upgrade it? Because Troy Aikman made the Hall of Fame because of the rings he got and the yards he threw. But you look at it and it's like, yeah, y'all didn't really run no system though.
Did I say that right?
It was just what Emmitt Smith.
It was Michael Irvin going straight, and I'm finna throw this thing up
bro.
to you.
You had Emmitt Smith, Keisha. I was gonna say,
You almost said Keyshawn Johnson. Relax, bro.
didn't he play for? Nah, he didn't.
Keyshawn ain't that old, dog.
Anyway, nah, but
He
yeah, I
ain't that
mean,
old, dog.
you have Michael Irvin, 4 All Pros on the offensive line,
Yeah.
and Emmitt Smith.
No, I get.
John Elway got 51.
Then you had Deion Sanders in the back.
Yeah, he's not top 10.
Who?
John Elway's not even top 10 on yardage.
No,
He was.
Then you had Deion Sanders in the back.
but that's what I'm saying. You got a lot of people getting passed up at the end of that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but the game has changed, right? The
that's
game
why I
has
said you
changed.
got to upgrade
But-
the criteria. We can say the
but-
same
but-
for the NBA.
No, I hear you, but hear me out. The game has changed. However, it's still just as difficult to accomplish some of those things. Like a lot of those old timers are there because they won. John, I mean, like we don't have a lot of Dan Marinos on the list.
Yeah.
A lot of those people who are on the list of greatest QBs or legendary QBs have a ring of some sort. They have that level of accomplishment.
Yeah,
That's still very tough.
it's still tough to
With
win
the
it, yeah.
game evolving the way it is, you
Yeah.
know what could absolutely happen? Patrick Mahomes could dominate this division and this conference, and Josh Allen be an afterthought because he never won. And in
He will
20
be.
years, we can sit there and be like,
He will be.
yo, Patrick Mahomes killed it, and just totally overlook the fact that Josh Allen was like killing it, or totally overlook the fact that Herbert, same division, same conference, yeah, that Herbert was in 2 seasons killing it. I think he has like 8,000 yards. It's 2 seasons.
Here's a question for y'all, right? Because we've seen the effect of it. Does Brian Daboll possibly leave, and possibly not? He might not leave because it's seeming like he is not crushing these interviews at all. He might be the coordinator still there. Does it seem like Brian Daboll, or if Brian Daboll leaves, do we see the same Josh Allen?
God dang, that boy almost got 10,000 yards in 2 seasons. That boy's out there gunning. All right, Justin Herbert doing his thing.
I think we do because he, like he said, this year everything is synced up. The one thing I do gotta say on the Dayball situation, like You can say whatever you want to say in the interview, but these mugs is out here looking for your coaching staff. Like I feel like that's the biggest thing.
You can't say whatever you want.
Clearly, that didn't work out.
I mean, the fact that you don't got your coaching staff ready,
Yeah.
I mean, hey, that's on you.
Well, how could he have his coaching staff ready? Like,
You
let's
got
say
your
for
guys
instance,
in
he
mind.
took
that
that
was
interview
the
and some of the
thing
people he would have
you
chosen
said
got
they
jobs.
asked him about the coaching staff though, right?
You got your guys in mind that you want to bring in, or you should. You got your guys in mind that you want to bring in, which is why I think the Bears were so quick to hire Matt Eberflus. Yeah, like stick your neck out every time you say it just to get it out of there. Never mind.
Matty E, dog. It's just
Matty E. But I think they were
gotta
so
win
quick to
some
hire
games first before I'm doing that.
You said
I'm
what?
not saying Eberflus.
Win some games first before I'm doing all that.
Yeah. You got to win some games for you get a nickname.
You just mad right now.
You just Matthew.
Matthew.
You Matthew. You got to work your way up the mat. No, but I look. The reason they hired him so quick is because I think because him and Daboll overlapped and it seemed like Daboll was the hot name. So Matt can get his guys in here without having a fight with Daboll. You see, this is the thing, right? I understand it's flus, but with COVID going around, it looked like flus. So I'm not. Yeah, man, I don't want to put that.
They're no, he's saying it's Flus. Eberflus.
It's Flus? Nah, I've definitely heard Eberflus. Until he says his name,
right,
I want to know.
Everybody's done said Eberflus.
Hey, I want to know. I want to know how he say
Eberflus doesn't sound that bad.
I want to know how he say his name because according to everybody else, it's not Matt Nagy, it's Matt Nagy.
I'm sorry, it's Matt what?
It's Matt Nagy. We've just called him Nagy for this entire time.
Matt Nagy?
Nagy. Matt Nagy, yeah. Not Nagy. I don't know.
Man, what? He out there anyway. Why are we talking about people y'all don't got?
I don't care, dog. And
until
when did it become a y'all thing again, Ringo?
When he say his name, then I know his name. His mama called him Nagy. I'm gonna call him Nagy.
Hey,
but,
you're not a Bulls fan or a Bears fan. Why are you here?
Hey,
at least I can sit there and say, you know what? I am giving this a shot. I'm absolutely down for, Seabread Nation, bear down. You don't care. You're just like, I am a Giants fan.
Not the fact that I don't care.
You went from one side of the trash can to the other side of the trash can. You didn't even upgrade.
Choose my team. I have freedom to choose my team, and I chose right.
You chose the Giants.
I chose right in Miami.
But you chose the Giants.
We got 2 rings. How many do the Bears have?
Dog, you got 2 rings. Yes, you do have 2 rings. I give you that.
It don't matter.
But you make it seem as if it happened yesterday.
A dub is a dub.
Dog, you were still in grammar school when those rings happened. What are we talking
Ringo. Hey, Ringo. Along with those 2 rings, you also have a team that has never been 1-0 in the last 5 years. So.
Hey man, that's fine.
Hey, listen. They at no point in the last 5 years have ever had a winning record or ever been above 500. I don't know if you want to be beating your chest about the Giants 07 ring right now.
That's fine. Hey,
that's the thing, right? Ringo is the ultimate. He's the ultimate fan in this aspect of the word. He'll take a loss and absolutely be like, but we did better than you.
Exactly.
And he'll ride that forever. He's just like, Miami been there, bro. Miami been there. I was like, yeah, but not this Miami team. They've been to the finals, though, and lost.
We got
Hey, kid. Charles Barkley got to the finals. He ain't get back.
He ain't get back at all.
Hey, listen. Hey, you can get to the finals, dog. That don't mean you gonna get back.
You get to the finals, don't mean you good.
No, you get to the finals.
Get to the finals this millennium. And
Hey, man.
We did get to the finals.
Y'all
Oh, you mean the finals, not the Super Bowl? I thought Super Bowl. I was like, we did
get to the
Super Bowl
final.
this morning.
Get to the man. Look, get to the
Hey,
Super
get
Bowl.
to the
Y'all
finals
get to
without
the
a
Super Bowl
bubble.
and choked it.
Get to the
Hey.
finals without a bubble.
You
Hey,
feel me?
hey,
Y'all
hey,
went
hey,
to the
kid,
finals
hey,
with
kid,
Rex
hey, kid,
Grossman.
hey,
Stop
kid,
playing
I got
with
you
me,
one
dog.
better. I got you one better. Get out the first round without a bubble.
Y'all went to
Yikes.
the finals with Rex
Yikes.
Grossman, dog. Miss me.
Hey, you know what you are without that bubble around you? One round better than us.
Hey, at least we got absolutely trucked through
Just
Milwaukee.
to get swept.
Hey, we trucked through
Just to
Milwaukee
get
that year.
swept.
Absolutely, we did.
Hey, dog.
Clean off
It's
the
funny
face
how you
here.
kill AD for the bubble ring, but you don't realize that's the only time you can talk about making the finals for this recent staff of yours.
Bro. Yes, but okay.
There's a
I'll take
There's a
that, but
but.
it's
Wow.
it's factual. He's never played a full season, and that's the only ring he's gonna get. They were gonna get that one. I've been saying that since I've been on the show.
Hey, fam,
That has not changed.
How you know that's the only ring you're gonna get? What if he go to another team?
Bro, he's literally the difference between him and Giannis is that he's content with that one ring. Giannis is
How
still
you
trying
know?
to eat.
Just because he said that during the finals, guess what? During the finals,
He's
I ain't got nothing to prove to you
in
either.
street clothes more than he is on the court.
Hey, during the finals, I ain't got nothing to prove to you neither. I just won the NBA championship. You know who didn't? The Miami Heat.
Hey, that's fine. Hey, I'm not even about to make excuses. I'm
Hey,
about
listen,
to rock.
I'm just
It's
saying.
kinda
You
hard
talk
to
with
make
a
excuses for that, dog.
he talk with a lot of spice in his chest, like he's one of the top championship winning teams in the league. Yeah, I'm saying.
Y'all
Like all of a sudden someone died and you're a
nice.
something that
Celtics
happened
now.
in the 90s.
Hey, listen. You
Y'all
can
hanging
talk
on to
nice
something
to
that
us when
happened
you
in the
get three more of
90s.
them things. Yeah, and the Yankees' last World Series was when.
2022.
Hey, the
Get
Yankees'
into
last
it.
World Series was when. They still the goddamn
Get into
Yankees.
it. Hey, so what happened when y'all played the Stros though?
Hey, the Yankees' last World Series was when. They still the dang Yankees.
Hey,
And you
man.
want to go, hey Ringo, if you want to go baseball, how's that blow up feel? How's that working out for you? How's Javi Baez do?
That's nice.
Javi
That's
don't
nice.
play there no more. Hey, how's Anthony Rizzo feel?
Hey,
Anthony not there
that's a
no
low
more.
blow. That's a low blow.
Anthony not there no more.
That's a low blow.
That's
a low blow.
I give you the Javi. That Anthony.
Anthony not there no more. Hey, Willie signing that
Hey,
10-year deal, right?
how does it feel to absolutely stack a team at the trade deadline and still lose to the Stros?
Hey, listen. We was there in your logic.
Without
we
the
was
cheating.
there in
Without
your
the
logic.
cheating.
Hey, we was there in your logic. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
We was there. Where was you?
Hey.
Where were you? Said, hey, kid, he wasn't with us shooting in the gym.
He definitely wasn't. He
Said
ain't
you wasn't
with us
with us
shooting in the gym right now.
gym.
He's talking. He rooting for the other team on this podcast. What is going on, dog?
Hey, man.
Hey, Ringo wasn't even at the gym.
Hey, man.
Ringo wasn't even outside trying to get into the gym. He was trying to figure out who's going to be the next GM. Come on now, dog. Hey, man, I love that we can come on here and just flame each other. This is such a Chicago show.
Hey, man.
Hey, I was with you until you start talking about the Cubs, though. Don't talk about the Cubs like that.
Hey, kid was all on my side, and I said, "Where's Javi Baez?" Hey, man,
Say, hell no, I'm a Javi fan. I'm a Javi fan till I die. That's the only Cubs jersey I got.
No.
Hey, look, you can be a Javi fan as long as you want to be. And that's why I don't buy jerseys of people that's currently in the league.
But you know what, though?
I might get John Morant.
You know this.
Shortstop in baseball.
Hey,
bro.
Hey, listen.
That's kind of
swing
tough
and a miss.
because Anderson.
Hey, bro. He stand for Javi, but as soon as we get to talking about Garrett Cole, that man is quiet.
Hey.
Oh, I mean, what do you want me to say?
Hey, I don't know.
He cheated.
Hey, I say this though. You can talk all you want about Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole adjusted. That's what I mean when I talk about athletes rising to the top. You know what I'm saying? Like,
nah, he did though. I give him
They took away Spider Tack from Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole had a solid 4 starts where he was really bad, and then he was right back to being Garrett Cole.
That's because he used spider tack again.
Let me just.
It's like, oh, you banned this substance, but this substance is okay.
You banned spider tack. This is spider tick. Whole different letter, baby.
Whole different letter.
it's like bringing in polls for pace.
It's not on the list. It's not on the list.
It's not on. So cross it off.
Little pine tar again, mixed with a little reason here.
Pine tar you can still do though.
Nah, yeah, you can still do the pine tar.
Pine tar on your bat and your glove.
You can do it on a helmet too, right?
Sticky. Pine tar not sticky. No, you
can
can't
do it
put
on
it
a helmet too, right?
You can't put it on the ball.
Yeah, but if you change the consistency of that pine tar, then all of a sudden it can be a little.
But if it's too much, like you've seen it with because Abreu go hard on his. Abreu basically like dip the bat.
That man be.
But they'll make you like the ref will be like you got too much on there. You got to go sand it off, and they'll throw him a piece of sandpaper, and he'll sand his bat down to get some of the pine tar off. If it's by the call of the ref essentially. If the ref says that, or the ump. I went for a minute on that, right?
Man comes up with pine tar dripping off the bat.
No, legit, bro. Legit. Like the pine tar to be on his bat, it changes the color of the bat. It's like a light brown bat. The bat almost looks like mahogany wood.
I mean, if he's soaking that joint in it, what you expect?
Soaking it, dog. So they'll
make
does
him dip it or does he leave it in there for a while?
No, you apply it on there. You got to apply it on there. So like he basically treats his bats with it. But then sometimes if it's too much, like the umps be like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. You know we not finna let that fly. Go sand some of that off. And they'll send him to the side and he'll just sand it off with some sandpaper.
Yeah, but if you know what? But can't pitchers also? Well, no, that's cheating too.
You can't put
I'm
no
a baseball
on the
newbie
ball.
because I'm about to say, but if you use if you're allowed to have sandpaper in your back pocket, basically, if you sand down a little bit on this ball, you get extra grip. That can absolutely increase your rotations.
Yeah, but you can't sand the ball.
I mean, I have a lot
players have tried it. It was I'm trying to remember. It was that's a fact. Robert Diaz, George Brett got a whole home run call back because of the amount of pine tar on his bat. I can't remember the pitcher, but I'm trying to remember.
How you take my whole home run for something you should have checked out before I hit the bat?
Hey, dog,
I got to bat. I did my whole little warm up. I got in my stance. You ain't see this bat this whole time. Now you want to call it off because you see it go over a fence.
A whole 2 pitches went by.
The ump had the over, bro. You can't. The ump had the under. You can't hit that home run.
You mean this whole time you saw me sit there with this big stick on my shoulders?
Yeah. The ump had the under. Hey, listen. Hey, one thing we do know, they be cheating in baseball. They be cheating.
Shout out to Javier. Hope you feel better, bro.
Yeah, for real, man. He said he got COVID, man. Feel better, my boy. I'm glad we was able to get you through these days, man. Man, that's all this is about, man. We enjoy starting the morning off with y'all, man. We hope that we can make y'all days a little bit better, get you off to a good start. We be hopping on here during the middle of the day when news be breaking. So we trying to keep this thing going, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us. Hit that like button if y'all haven't done so, man. Subscribe to the page. Shout out to y'all. We got so much coming for y'all, man. Me and the super producer Joel Holt was checking out some studio spaces yesterday so that we can all get back together. We know Omarion's out here, but we trying to avoid the leg kick at all possible, if at all possible. Touch.
Hey, yesterday, that wasn't gonna work out. My arm is like, nope. Nope.
Hey, you know what's it's hilarious too. You know who's always got that like who can dance, but he's just like gained a lot of weight is AD. But it's still there. Every time I see AD, he just start pop locking and random, and I just be like,
hey, ask AD about the battles we had.
The dance battles?
I used to eat AD up.
Oh, I gotta hear about this. There's
so many random stories.
On tape. We on tape.
I need the tape. We need the tape for the live. Is this when y'all was in high school?
I mean, of course it's younger us. I mean, duh.
Well, that don't mean it's in high school.
No, it was before I got married. It was after high school before I got married.
I guarantee you. Do I got a hat down here? I ain't got no hat down here. I guarantee you kids' go-to move was he'll hit you with the When you pop the hat off and pop it back on, I guarantee that's in kids' arsenal.
Hey, I may or may not have something like that.
Kid definitely did the roll down the
It's,
arm,
it's,
catch it,
it's definitely
roll it
in
back
there.
up, over here, down. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, hey, it is what it is.
Oh man, dog. We got Bulls Spurs tonight, man. As we close this thing out, we'll be live for that as well. What's y'all prediction on that game tonight?
Oh, Bulls win.
But Bulls should win.
Is there because we have DeMar, Zach, and Vooch back? Is there a standard that you hold this team to, even though a lot of our major players are injured, like Lonzo, Caruso, Derrick Jones, a big defender for us? Is there a standard you hold this team to that you should still be one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference?
Against
You
lower tier
should
teams like
not drop.
Against lower tier teams like the Spurs?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
Run that.
like y'all next 8-9 games, y'all should win.
Yeah.
Hey, Jakopoto be going nuts though.
Jakob.
Hey, he about to give you 17 and 17 right now. Trust me. Jakopoto be going hard.
Hey, Chicago guards are so Chicago. That's definitely not how you spell his name, but that's absolutely how we spell his name. How it's typed,
okay.
dog. That's exactly how you got to spell it, dog. I mean, even
DeJounte Murray is cold too.
Here's the thing, though. Right? Like, I look at even versus the higher tier teams, even versus the Miamis, even versus, because we got some good teams in here too.
Now,
we
injured,
still
I expect us to get smacked by Miami. I ain't gonna lie.
So we not holding that same standard versus the better teams in the Eastern Conference.
I expect the game to be competitive, but I think we're gonna take a L.
Well, getting smacked and being competitive, that's two different things.
Oh, well,
Victor Oladipo is coming back next week.
If they're fully healthy and we got Lonzo down, all these people down now, then I don't think we're gonna win. I mean, they are a loaded team. I'm not gonna lie. They got
I agree.
They got two good shooters. I mean, we don't have to go down the list. Miami is a good team.
It
just so happens that we have a Miami faithful on the show, but I mean, he's not even a Miami faithful, realistically. Like he goes between we and us. Like as soon as Miami loses, he's gonna be like, we going to the championship. It's like, it's definitely y'all before this moment.
Let's not
y'all, and you say y'all have a good luck next year or something like that. They'll try again. I don't know what the phrase is, but whatever it is, it's definitely not luck. But anyway, lack of a better phrase. No. But hey, listen, you're about to go home this season. You know you're going home. There's no way in the world Miami's going back to the finals.
Clean out of the first round.
I see a first round. Hey, I hope you run into Giannis again, so he can sit there and dunk on y'all 10
first
times.
round again, we are roasting you until the next playoffs.
But we not. It's not gonna happen.
Hey man,
it's not gonna happen.
Hey, we'll be live for Bulls Live Call tonight, man. We're gonna be watching Bulls versus Spurs. Also be live for a little bit of Bulls Post. It's a Friday night, so alcohol will be flowing. So it's gonna be a fun show. Pull up for that. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us as always, man. We got a ton of content coming y'all way. As I said, y'all stay safe out there as always. It's your boy Pat the Designer, joined by the pettiest man in the business, Mr. P.kidd, and of course, our resident Miami Heat and New York Giants fan. Why is he on the show? He's my boy. That's why. Ringo J, also known as Stefan the Don. I got new music dropping today. Y'all tune in with your boy.
My man
Y'all
got
stay safe out
7
there,
rings
Chicago.
dropping.
Peace.
Hey.